good evening, everyone. Good evening, gals and ghouls. Since
Ghouls.
it's a horror episode, we are here with almost the whole gang, missing Nick and Lawson, but we're here to talk about indie horror today. We're talking about one indie horror, really. Passenger wasn't really an indie horror when I think about it, but it's whatever. Uh, uh, Obsession, of course, Curry Barker's Obsession. Everybody's talking about it. You know about it. Everybody knows about it. It's the hottest movie that's come out this year so far. And then we'll be talking about Passenger as well. So yeah, I'm here with my buddy Deontay, the giant, the king.
Woo!
Bella's back for your
Hey.
horror picks. And then Daddy Mac is there at the bottom.
Mac Daddy.
Beautiful. We are here. Let me know what you think about my new background. Like I was telling these guys, it's a new setup I'm working on. It's not fixed whatsoever. It could be changed, fluid. So yeah, let me know what you think about the background. Should I go more? Should I go less? Also, let me know what you think about this beard.
Ooh.
Can you see it? You can
the
see it.
shadow.
It's good enough.
Mm.
This is a week of growing it out. I'm a baby face. I swear to God, I'm 27 years old.
He is working his way up to his 30s.
Sadly, depressing. But yeah, Obsession. What should we start first? Should we do Obsession first, or should we do Passenger?
We'll start with Passenger first. I feel
like
Obsession
getting
would be like
Passenger out of the way, low key.
Yeah.
No. I don't want to color the whatever.
I like
but,
that. Passenger first.
Okay, we're going Passenger. So Passenger, directed by Andre Overdahl, who did Autopsy of Jane Doe, which is a very underrated classic. I think I love that movie. I saw it like when I was I think I was a freshman in college when I saw that. And that movie was really creepy. I love that movie. I need to rewatch it. And then he did, there's another one he did. I'm blanking. But those were the two. Oh, he did Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which I saw that when it came out. I don't remember anything about it. But the trailer for this went like viral because it was only shown in theaters for like the first 2 months or something like that. You could only watch it in theaters. I first saw it during the Scream 7, seeing that. Saw it before Scream 7, I'm pretty sure it was when I saw that. Great trailer, like one of the best teaser trailers in a long time. Really good setup. It's almost like a short film. So I was really excited going into this. I saw some reviews coming out, weren't great, but I went into it, and we'll talk about it.
Whew.
Who wants to jump in? Anyone?
Oh. I don't really have any background context for Andre or the crew.
Yeah, there's not much. It stars a guy named Jacob, so that's something, right?
Hey, I call him Latino J. Cole.
Him and the girl was great. Melissa Leo was in this. She's been in a lot of movies.
Was it?
She's like
Lilo Bell.
She's like like one of those like Journey type actors. Been since like the 90s probably or something. I've seen her in a lot. Can't recall exactly, but she's just kind of one of those faces you see quite a bit. But yeah, Passenger. It's basically this couple. They're like getting into like the van life or whatever. I did like that aspect of it, the van life stuff. That's kind of a new take on horror. I haven't really seen a van life horror movie. And like he's really it's about a couple. The guy's really into it. The girl's not so much. They're getting engaged or got engaged, and then they encounter this entity while trying to help this crashed car on the side of the road, and then things go awry. That's all things horror do usually. But yeah. I mean, what do you guys think of going into this?
I can start, I guess. I honestly, because I kept seeing so many reviews that were like really hating on it, I was kind of expecting to hate the movie. But I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'll give it a fair shake. I went in. I had a great time. I thought it was so fun.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Okay, so it actually reminded me a lot of like the first season of Supernatural, but like a feature film, because it was so much of it was just them like road tripping, and I was like, this feels familiar to me. Also, like the folk horror element of the entity felt very reminiscent of literally like the pilot episode of Supernatural, for anyone who's familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt very nostalgic watching it. Some of the effects and stuff could have been better, but overall, I had a good time. It wasn't like the worst horror movie I've ever seen in my life, and I thought that the story was, enjoyable. I was there for the jump scares as well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a life-changing experience? By no means. Did I have a good time? Yeah. Would I tell people to go see this who are maybe not necessarily like super into horror? I would also say yes to that.
I do agree. It's a good, like, very like streamlined, like very good, just like a fast food type movie in a way. That sounds really bad, but like, but like,
saying though, that's exactly
it sounds like a very, you go in, you have a great time, and then you'll probably forget about it, but it's a good fun time while you're in the theaters, especially if somebody's not like really big into horror. I think you'll enjoy it more if you're not like a horror connoisseur or whatever, just because that's the biggest downfall of this movie is all the tropes, probably. So many tropes, so many ridiculous things. The third act really falls apart for me.
Yeah.
But I really liked, like, the start of this was actually really fun. Like, I really liked, of course, the opening. It's not all in the trailer, but it's edited. But we see like an extended version of what we saw in the trailer. The two friends hanging out on a road trip. One guy has to pee. Things go bad. That was a great opening. I really like that, the tension and stuff. And then I really like the couple too, because, and especially the guy in most horror movies like this. The guy is very dismissive usually, and he's like, "Oh, she's crazy," or like, "Oh,
I don't believe her.
I don't believe her. My girl's on her period," or some weird stuff like that. Whereas this guy was like a lot more understanding, and like he actually listened to her a lot more. Like there was enough where he was like questioning her, but he also supported her a lot, which I really found like new, and because like especially for this type of movie, that the couple is what really kind of move this movie up for me, just because I really was invested and I cared about them and what happened to them. And I think the boyfriend not being just an idiot that didn't believe her, I think like him having more depth to him was working. You can see what they're going for with like the van life and like the journey. Obviously the journey of the van life is like the journey for them in their life with their relationship. And it's trying to do all that. The script's not really there.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't develop any of that out like whatsoever. They're
so
just like it's so flimsy. Like you can get the symbolism. This is their journey for like life, and like this is like their journey of the relationship is like similar to the road or whatever, and they're going into this I guess roadblock, demon, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, and so that was kind of formulaic, yeah, for sure. But I like I said, the couple. I thought the two main actresses, Lobel, I guess, and the Jacob. I don't know how to say his last name. Scipio.
I think Scipio.
I don't know. I'm a white man. I'm an idiot. I'm uncultured. I'm an uncultured pasty boy. But anyway, forgive me for getting your last name wrong, because I know I probably did. But
ask him what state he's from.
Oh, I just got that now. But no.
Oh, you're from Missouri. Oh, that makes sense. Oh,
But yeah, they were great. They did really good for the material they were given. Melissa Leo was good for what she was given. She's basically I don't know why horror movies have this, but it's always the middle-aged white lady that has some kind of lore dump, and she's like exposition, like something bad's gonna happen to you. It's like, you know what I mean? And then, she's like the lore person of this movie, and it was so like, okay, the creepy old white lady is always the one. Like, there's so many of that horror movies I can name.
It's the
I'm thinking,
crone. You have to consult the wise old crone.
I'm just like, why? But like, so that was there, and she doesn't last long though. There's a lot of missed opportunities in this, and like I said, the third act really falls apart quite a bit for me. And but I really appreciate the most of this is the lighting. Lighting is phenomenal. There are some great I would say completely jump scares, but like moments full of tension. I mean, it does have jump scares that are really great, but they're like earned jump scares. They're not like cheap jump scares for the most part. And I really like the tension setup. And there's a lot of great scenes with the demon of how he's there and he's not, when certain lights turn on and on. Kind of reminded me of Lights Out in that situation where he pops up and then pops down and things. And like the entity itself, kind of basic, but it was good for what it was going for. Like it had a good presence, and like you felt like, at least I felt like there's something looming. Like like there's a looming threat. It was pretty hardcore. Like it was taking people by the face and throwing them, which kind of becomes the issue because it could have done that to the main characters like multiple times, and he doesn't. But we have to have that because the horror movie would end. So that's kind of yeah. So like they couldn't figure out how to ride around that, but he is brutal to other people besides our main characters.
I have a theory for why, because this also irritated me in the theater of like, okay, you had multiple opportunities to take both of these suckers out and you just did not. And my one thing that I keep coming back to is the fact that it is a couple and not an individual driver, because the only thing we have in the cold open is the individual driver in the car. They were both separated when the entity attached to the first guy. And then he got in the car, and then the entity attached to him. They were both in the car. Is like the one thing I'm remembering, if I'm not mistaken. They are both in the car the entire time, and then they both decide to pull over when she sees the thing, when she sees the wreck. And so it attaches to her, but she's always still with the partner because she doesn't die in that initial moment. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm doing a very poor job of trying to explain why.
That does make sense,
so.
But there's like a certain sequence that kind of goes against that theory at the gym when she's just by herself and the van just keeps getting further out.
It's about when it initially attaches.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. But he could have just murked him way before.
Absolutely.
It was like, all right, Pennywise, stop seasoning your food and just eat them.
No, and that's actually what the crone lady character says. Is he is enjoying making a meal out of this.
Yeah.
So he is intentionally prolonging it for whatever reason, which we don't ever actually get an answer as to why he would enjoy doing that to them. But yeah.
Yeah, give him enough time to figure out how to kill him, right? Smart demon move. Smart.
Yeah. The lore is very not luring in this for sure. There's not much. That was in my Letterboxd review. That's what I said was the third act falls apart, and I wish the entity had a lot more lore to him because there's really nothing. He's just an evil demon priest thing.
It felt very Conjuring-esque as well.
I could see, I could see him being an Insidious character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, from the
in the further, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
what do you think, Mac?
I agree with all that. I feel like the plot armor was, that was what I mentioned first off in my Letterboxd review, was these people, this entity has multiple chances to take out Maddie and Tyler, but chooses not to and prolong their deaths, which won't spoil if they live it or not. But it's just curious because the entity kills pretty much everybody else right away, or almost right away for the most part. And then I feel like some of the what's interesting is you have these two characters and you care about them more when just because it's a couple, so that made the story stronger. But there, I feel like that worked in his favor. But also, like, if you wanted to kill characters off like quickly and make it more sense, you should have added more characters. But if you just wanted to kill people quickly, I guess. But I feel like that wouldn't work in its favor either, because then the story about that's what horror movies do. They add useless characters so they can kill people quickly and then have the main characters make it to the end. But I think they just should have found different ways to have the entity attack them later. Or like maybe they have friends who like the entity attaches to first instead of them right away, and then they attach like if the entity attached onto them at the end of the movie and they were like in a group or something like that, that might be interesting. Or like they were had like people following them or something like that. I don't know. And then there was I agree with you, Jacob, the lighting. There was one scene where they're in the woods and like they're like lying like back, and then they have like a projector or whatever, and I'm like, I've never seen anything like that. They're like watching a movie out in the woods without like spoiling anything, and then they have like the boyfriend Tyler, he sets up like a white tablecloth, and then you could see like they're watching like I think an old black and white film. I might be wrong, but
It was Roman Holiday, yeah.
But then the entity like shows up, and then they're like panning the projector into the forest, and you don't know where he is. There's some good like scary moments like that, and then there's a moment like later when they get stopped like in the middle of nowhere on like the highway, and then all the lights like from the vehicle go out, and then you just see like a flashing like red light on Maddie, and you can't really tell if like when the entity's gonna attack her. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. Not too
Yeah,
bad.
I agree with you. I was gonna bring up that projector sequence because that's probably my favorite, just because of the lighting and the camera work is really good, and the editing of that too as well.
That was probably my favorite scene.
Yeah, when he showed, I really like that. I haven't really seen that in a horror movie where they're like using the projector as a flashlight, and like you see the film being projected onto the woods, and like that was just really cool. So I really love that, and I did love the sequence.
It was scary. I thought it was pretty scary too.
Yeah, like there's some like it actually creeped me out a few times. I won't lie. Like even though this is definitely more entry level horror, probably, it still got me, and that's kind of surprising because not a lot of movies do really get me like that. But this movie had the sequences I think were so well done that I think that's why. If you get cinematography, lighting right, you're gonna get me because that's just my thing. But I think that's why. And then you also have the cool sequence with like the gym that I was talking about. I really love that, and apparently they shot all that in one take. Like apparently it was a one take sequence. Every time they spinned around, it was all they never cut, and they just kept spinning the camera, and like that takes a lot of craft to move the van like that. Like each time you're moving the van, so like when they're spinning to her, they're moving the van, and then when they're spinning back, like she's they're setting stuff up. It's just like that was a lot of good craftsmanship there with that, and that was just like that added a lot of dread because like she couldn't get closer to the van no matter how much she tried. She was just kind of stuck in this this creepy gym parking lot, because they kind of have to stop places and shower at places because they're doing the van life thing. So I really like that sequence as well. But also when you're talking about like all the people, they had a perfect sequence, and I don't know why they did that. I don't know if there was some kind of rating thing, if they didn't have the budget or what, but when they go to the van life place where they meet, where Melissa Leo ends up getting killed, gets her head ripped off or whatever, the freaking the whole van life, they had like a whole community. I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to have a lot of carnage right here. You could kill a lot of these people, like if you wanted more gore and kills. And like they even kind of make it where like like the whole movie, the entity never messes with like the weather and stuff. But for some reason, this scene, all of a sudden, there's a storm coming in and like the clouds are closing in, and I was like, so he can affect the weather. Like, like I feel like if they just really like worked on the lore of that character, I feel like we could forgive a lot more things.
Yeah, that demon is ridiculously powerful because you're altering reality like all throughout the movie. You got the first victim driving in an infinite loop down the highway until you jump in the car with him, and then you have moments where, well, like at the gym where she's like every time she turns her back, the van moves even further away from her, and I'm just like this demon could do just about literally anything he wants, and he waits until they're like getting close to the church and like figured out the secret to killing him. So it's like it gets a little out of hand because when I watched this movie, I already had like a list of solutions of what would make this movie better. Uh, first and foremost, start the movie with like a long history of the hobo code because that's kind of like the source of all the lore in this movie. There's a book that Maddie found, and she was reading up on it, learning how to deal with the spirits on the highway. We could get like a backstory on like how the passenger came to be. Was he summoned by a cult? Was it some kind of witchcraft that brought him here? Who were the first victims, and then actually show like his history of killing people that he ended up latching on to, and then lead up to like present day. So we actually have like context of just like, oh, it's not just some priest walking around, mundane looking priest going around and strangling people to death and snapping spines and stuff. So that would make the movie a little bit more interesting and even set them up for a sequel too. It's just like you can use more than one spirit in this universe because it's different highways, and the hobo code doesn't just apply to the passenger. So you could have done anything you want with this movie, but I think they just wanted to get this movie out just to sell tickets. So it was good on them. It was entertaining for the most part, but it wasn't anything that I'd spend big bucks on going forward.
I think, yeah, I agree with that. They could have spent some more time with the lore. And one of my biggest like things that I wish this film did differently that could have made it better was I feel like they spent too much time during the day. If they were like forced to like go someplace and find they need to get a piece of information at night while the entity's going for them, so they can figure out how to stop it or something like that while they're learning valuable information. I thought that would have been cool. I just feel like it wasn't suspenseful enough, and it kind of like took me out of it because there was too much daylight during the film.
Yeah, and then there was one scene where the passenger actually forced the day to go to night. It's just like if you could have done that the whole movie, why did you wait till they're on their way to the church to do this? But I don't know. I feel like the screenwriters was onto something good, and then they wrote themselves into a wall with this screenplay, and it's okay. You can always recover from that. So I don't know.
Yeah, the lore was like I said, the lore wasn't great, and I feel like also there was that cool sequence where their tire went flat and they had to change it or whatever. That was like a good tense sequence on the side of the road at night. But that was the only time really at night they had any kind of that I can think of. I mean, the projector scene, but like when they're driving, anyways.
Yeah,
And like I think it was well executed as far as like directing, because like I said, that Andre Overdahl, he did Autopsy of Jane Doe, which is a really great moody movie, has a lot of good vibes to it. And I think that shows through here too. He brings a lot. I don't think I think most of the issues with the script are not really the direction or the actors. I think it's more the script. just because of the lore and stuff. And then like you were talking about the hobo code, that's such a weird thing to like the three scratches thing, and like she finds a book in a like a gas station or whatever, and she figures it out through the hobo code, and I'm just like, I don't know, you're doing like a like in the moment. I don't know. The more I'm talking about this movie, the more I'm like, damn, this wasn't good. But like I was like, I don't know, my grade may be dropping as I'm talking about it, but like I don't know, like the more you think about it, it just kind of falls apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Crone could have gave her the hobo code book. That could have made more sense.
Fair. That was the whole point of like why I said it kind of felt like Supernatural to me, because that's like the whole thing is like they are doing like demonology research and stuff, so they're constantly looking through different books. I was like, at least for them, we have the context of they are literally researching demons, and so they're constantly acquiring books. Hers just
Right.
felt a little like, oh wow, what a crazy random happenstance. I happened upon this book at a shop that I don't know anything about that happens to have the hobo code. Beautiful. How convenient. I now have unlocked all of the secrets to this entity. Thank you. That's also, I'm like, it felt very formulaic at times. I was like, okay, cool. I see A through Z here. Thank you for lining this up. Good job.
Yeah, I was just like, what? I just didn't even know. I was like, okay, I'm just riding along with it. Like it's a fun. It was like at the end of the day, it's a fun theater experience.
Yeah.
Would I watch it at home? Probably not. I probably, unless like I was like with a friend or somebody that wasn't into horror and like maybe put it on, and that in that mood and that stance, like if they get scared easily, like you know, if they're not ready for like Hereditary or like The Shining or something like that, then I could put on Passenger, and then we'd have a good time. But I think that's where it kind of lies. It's kind of like I always say see a movie in theaters, but I don't know. I feel like it's a stream. It kind of feels like a streaming movie in a lot of ways.
It really
Definitely.
does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
You watch Passenger and you're along for the ride, guys. That's it.
Ha 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 ha.
it does have that opening jump scare with the guy that's driving and he looks over and the demons in the car. That's a fantastic jump scare. It's
Yeah.
almost like they had that idea and then they didn't know what to do with the rest of the movie. They just kind of like, we have a cool trailer. We can tease the heck out of people, get all the hype. Because actually, what's crazy about this is I saw more hype for Passenger than Obsession back in the day. Like in the last few months, I've seen a lot more like marketing, all kinds of hype for Passenger over Obsession. It's just hilarious to switch because like everybody's Obsession's gone crazy. It's even like over the drama and Project Hail Mary. It's more people are talking about this movie than any movie this year. And then Passenger, everybody just kind of like forgot after a week. It's kind of funny
Yeah.
how they switched because I swear the Passenger, that's all I saw were people talking about the Passenger the last few months.
Yeah, like it was constantly a trailer or an advertisement on social media. But based off of what I saw from that, I didn't even know Jake Scipio and the other girl were the main characters. It was always those two dudes joking around in the car, and they pull over. One of them goes pee, and then all that horrible stuff happens. It's like
They had a great concept for a trailer, and there's a movie attached to it. Apparently.
You make a great short film out of this.
Short film.
Great short film.
I saw one of the reviewers I watch on YouTube. He said that if they just made this a short film, that this would win at a lot of festivals, and it'd be one of those things where like they made this groundbreaking short film and they get a deal to direct some kind of crazy franchise movie or something off of this. That he should have just went with it as a short film in that little short and then submitted it as that, and then he probably would have got a lot more opportunities to the cast and crew probably than making it into this entire film, which I agree with.
Didn't they also have at the beginning of some of the trailers the statistic about like how many people go missing on the roads?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
Because it's even at I think the movie opens at, I want to say it's at the beginning of the movie too, possibly.
Mhm.
I remember something. It's for sure on the poster.
Per quote.
I think they show a crawl in black before the first shot is shown.
Oh yeah, it's some kind of quote. You're right. You're right.
They show a crawl, I think.
Yeah,
but
it's some kind of quote. I forgot what the quote is, but
It was just
um,
the Saint Christopher, patron saint of travelers.
yeah,
About the dangers of the road.
which I have a theory about.
Oh,
So they figured out they needed Saint Christopher as their solution to defeat the entity, and they got to find this church out in the middle of nowhere. But when they get there, there's a bunch of dead bodies surrounding the whole church, and my first thought was like, what are all these dead bodies doing here? And I'm like, I have like two ideas. It's like, one, these are either like all the like people that the entity killed and he puts them there so St. Christopher's powers aren't as powerful, or I think I don't know, maybe he just killed them all and then they're just there and it's there to scare the people who like are trying to destroy the entity, if that makes sense.
yeah. Well, like
Um,
Beyonce was saying, I think that was in their head, the dead bodies. I think
Yeah.
he was making them see. I think because I think the boyfriend even says it's just in your head. It's not real.
hmm.
So I think he was just putting that there. It probably is like all of the people he killed, but it's in her head. Like they're not actually playing there.
Yeah, because the way that it was perceived is like she was running over something. Like you could see like the tire going over like a head and then it crushing a head, and like even the white bags that the bodies were in were like changing color to know like something was bleeding inside of it. But it was just like you don't really know. There's like no explanation for that. It's like if these are mind games that the passenger is playing with the characters, this is insane. Like he is so powerful. I don't know how that couple made it to the church. Like the fiance, the male Jacob got thrown out the car, or Tyler's the character's name. He got thrown out the back of the car, and she managed to just get him inside that church, and the statue saved both of their lives.
So that was lame too.
Yeah,
Like, the ending, I was just like, okay, so you drive the demon, he's on the car, and then it just keeps cutting to the statue just slowly falling down. Like, okay, I'm seeing where this is going.
yeah.
And it just telegraphs that, like, he's going to go through that spear, and then it's like this big victory, but it really wasn't. I will say, however, the shot, I want to say it's either a helicopter or a drone shot that's like going back, and it shows like the church on fire and like in the middle of this desert. That was a really cool looking shot as far as visually, but other than that, I was like, okay, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
I don't even remember did it end with that?
I do not remember how it ended.
I honestly
don't
don't.
remember.
I feel like there was some kind of happy ending, but I was trying to remember if there's like a twist at the end. Horror movies always do that, where there's like a little sting. But I don't remember there being one in this, I don't think.
I feel like
No,
they
I
were
think
just
it
driving. Were they just driving off during the day in the trailer? Is that it? I might be wrong.
the car
No.
is dead. The car is gone. Or the
No.
van. The van is gone.
Mm.
Also, can
Rest
we
in
talk about
peace.
the product placement of that van? Yeah, no. Final shot is literally the police arriving, I think, because she had the GPS that the fiance wanted to get rid of at the top of the film, and she put out the SOS on it. So the police come and find them, and they're just sitting together. I'm sorry, I just fully spoiled this. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, she put it on her finger or whatever because their journey's over and their problems in their relationship are done, guys, and now they're together and everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, thank you for the alley oop, Diego.
Shout out you, Diego. But yeah. Damn, the more I'm talking about this movie, the more I'm like, this movie's not bad.
Stay for the vibes, and that's it. That's really it.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, this went from like a high B to like a C. Just talking about it.
I think you kind of killed it when you said like this is kind of like a McDonald's of horror. Like it's like the junk food watch. Like it's a fun time, but is it good? That's questionable.
Oh man.
It's true. I don't know. What's crazy is though this movie was made for 15 million, and we'll talk about a movie that's made after this that's a lot better, and it just shows you
And cheaper.
that budget is not everything.
Exactly.
Storytelling.
I mean, to be fair to this movie though, it is more grander in scale than the next movie. But obviously, van life driving down the road a bunch. But they just were really opportunities on a lot of things. They just didn't capitalize on of it.
Yeah, you could have given us a backstory for Saint Christopher too, and that would have been sick.
You know, guys, I recently learned that there's like a saint for everything. I didn't know that.
There is.
I am not, as a kid that went to Catholic school, yes, there's a saint for a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah, my roommate also grew up with Catholicism, and she was explaining to me like there's a saint for literally everything, and I did not know that. So hearing about Saint Christopher, I was like, oh my god, there's another one.
Well, hey, the one plus for going to Catholic school, you get off for some saint days that you're like, I don't even know what this saint does, but thank you for letting me stay home from school today and watch my cartoons. You know what I mean?
Right?
It's fascinating.
Only
But
one
yeah.
Saint Christopher is meant to kill the passenger, though. That's interesting. I like that.
And then, yeah, mid.
Yep.
Super mid.
As the kids would say, mid.
I thought they said 6'7".
6'7".
She went for
Somebody-
it too.
Somebody's gonna clip that.
Mhm.
Jacob's the saint of movies. You know, I don't know if that's blasphemy or not, but okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't know if that's blasphemy, but I'll take it. People are gonna clip me doing the 6'7". Be like, old white boomer guy
No,
does the
we,
6'7", talking about movies.
we could just say Bella started it.
It's my fault.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Give people credit.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The way this webcam is, you can see my lower body. I don't know what to do with my hands. It's I'm getting used to this. It's weird. I'm used to having my hands where I can do whatever and you don't see me, so I could be like doing whatever. That sounds weird. I'm not doing anything inappropriate during my podcast, I promise. But like, I do that after hours. But like,
No one was thinking that.
okay, I just wanted to clarify for the perverts in the crowd. But anyway, but now that you can see my hands and my arms, I'm kind of self-conscious right now because I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my body.
You're like the T-Rex from Meet the Robinsons.
I feel like the little kid that's going swimming and like you're afraid to take your shirt off around your friends and you're like, I don't know what to do. I'm scared. You know what I mean? That's how I'm kind of feeling right now, guys. I'm feeling exposed.
Look at my chest.
But yes. Passenger. I don't know. I had a great idea because of how good the marketing was. I was like, this is gonna be a great horror double feature. Like we're gonna be like banging. And then I saw Obsession, and then I saw Passenger, and I was like, oh no,
Whoa.
oh no. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna pull this out, but hey, I think we did good. I think we gave this movie enough credit. So what would we give Passenger, everybody?
What are we grading out of?
Yeah.
Anything, whatever you grade on.
What did I? give
There's
it on
no,
Letterboxd?
There's no what's it called? Dictatorship here.
You know, I gave it a 3 out of 5, but I would probably, now that we're talking about it and really breaking it down, I might give it a 2.5.
I was thinking the solid 2.
Oof.
I think there's enough substance. The script is a little soap opera, but the chemistry is just so good from the leads, I think. And I think I really think they work well off each other and make a bad script pretty good, in my opinion. I don't know. I just feel like the acting just saves a film for me, even if it's like it's not logical.
That's fair. Is this your way of trying to convince me to add the 0.5 to my rating too?
Yeah.
Okay, for you, Mac, I will bump it to 2.5.
See, thank you.
Diego says the same. What am I gonna give it? I'm thinking about maybe a 6.5 on a bad day, a solid 7 on a good day. Just because, like, yeah. See, guys, it wasn't me that did it. I didn't initiate the 6-7.
Like Deontay and I have had nothing to do with this.
Right? We were completely innocent. You guys saw the culprit live on our stream.
Wait, why don't you include me in that? I didn't have nothing to do with it.
And Jacob is also.
Yeah, you did. You like
Thank you.
playing.
You and we'll blame Jacob for enabling her.
I'll take it. I would give this. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 on that, which
Yeah.
now I feel very embarrassed about saying out loud. But I had a fun
I don't
time
think
at the movie theater.
that's not that bad.
I had the influence of the movie theater experience on me. I had a great time. It was a fun time at the movies. I'd probably go 3 out of 5 now. I'd still give it like a B-, 3 out of 5. I still think it's overall decent, fun, entry level. Turn your brain off. Here for some good tension and scares horror movie.
Mhm. If you're just trying to support the actors
Or the director.
and the director too.
Great director. Should do more work besides Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and whatever this was. Passenger, yeah. Now it's time
Ladies and gentlemen,
for the greatest, the best, the latest, greatest, best, latest, freaky Nicky obsession.
Woo!
Wing wing. Wing
Be
wing.
careful who you wish for. Be careful who you wish for. And then Bella has the shirt and the One Wish Willow.
Squeeze
I
me.
promise I'm not sponsored.
Because she's fancy and lives in a fancy place where she can go get those things. And I live
She's
in.
Nikki's cousin.
Hey, you never know. I live in a shitty place that has nothing. But yeah,
Yeah, before we went live, Bella was telling this story about how she pulled a Nikki on the bouncer and how she got her One Wish Willow.
she did.
What I said.
She did do that.
I said they are lying.
She did that.
I
See what I-
told them, this is lies. I did nothing of the sort. I just very politely asked the bouncer to the private screening if I could have a shirt and a One Wish Willow, and he didn't tell me no.
Fair.
I wouldn't even have the courage to do that. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I
N-
appreciate
What's
it.
also fair is Bella looked at him like this on the left, not the right picture, the left picture.
Yeah.
That's how she gave him the death stare. Give her the One Wish Willow.
But yeah, to set it up, I guess. So this movie for me has been my most anticipated horror film of this year since almost a year now. I watch some YouTubers that go to like South by Southwest festivals and like Fantastic Fest and stuff like that. I forgot which one is in like the summer fall, but there's one of those that this premiered at, and like it was immediately like a bidding war or whatever. It was at TIFF, the Toronto International Film Festival, is what this premiered at, and it was made for $750,000 to $850,000 in that budget, under $1 million, and Focus Features won the bet with $15 million purchase. And now it's grossed over, I think, $100 million at the box office, which is insane. And I've been looking forward to this. I heard the premise. If you know me, I am a forlorn yearner boy, whatever. I don't know. Hold on, that was a weird phrase to come out.
You said it.
I don't even know what that means, and it
Forlorn. I
sounds
said
freaky.
forlorn. What does forlorn even mean?
That's not
Forlorn. Forlorn.
Forlorn?
Yes. I'm only 27. I'm still learning my language. I'm learning how to speak still. Uh,
Disclosure day.
yeah, we I just had a brain freeze. Whoa, we I just like completely blacked out. We but yeah. So it most anticipated just because as soon as I read that concept, I was like, I'm a freaking yearning man. Like I'm a hopeless romantic type. This seems like a horror movie just made for me. Like it seems like it would prey right on my senses and stuff. And it does in a different way than I expected. Because I didn't expect the main character to be what it was. But we'll get to that. But yeah, Curry Barker, he did That's a Bad Idea on YouTube. I've seen a few of the skits throughout the years. I watched Milk and Cereal in the Chair like 6 months ago or something. It was like in November, December. I watched them. Chair is really good. Milk and Cereal is a great short. It's almost a feature. It's like 50 something minutes actually. But the Chair is really good as well. And him and his partner, Cooper Tomlinson, who plays Ian in this movie, they're kind of partners together. And Curry Barker wrote, directed, and edited this. Like he did everything when it comes to that process. And had a lot of buzz. Like I said, Focus Features, one of my favorite YouTubers said this was like it'd be his favorite movie of the year if he had saw it in 2026, but he saw it in 2025 or whatever. And I was like, I was like, I'm there, Dave. I'm there opening weekend for sure. And I saw it first time, and it was great. And then I didn't expect what the blow up that it's had on social media. I didn't expect any of that. I don't think anybody did, honestly. And then so much so I've seen this movie twice in theaters now. I went and saw it again because I had to show my other friend. I was like, I got to show everybody I know that wants to see it. And now it's become my favorite movie of the year so far. It was my fourth favorite on first watch. It was number 4, and it jumped up 3 spots on rewatch for me. It's number 1 on my list of the year. I absolutely love it. It's probably. I'm gonna start off with a heater here. This is probably a hot take heater. This is probably my favorite horror film since Hereditary to come out.
That's not that hot. I don't think that's that hot.
I think this is the best horror film since 2018, Hereditary. It's had the same type of thing. Honestly, the hype for this movie kind of mirrors Hereditary for me, because I don't know if y'all remember when Hereditary came out, but there was so much it was one of those movies that blew up. That's back before A24 was a thing, really. Like it was kind of a thing. It was gaining momentum. And Hereditary came out and like blew the doors off that summer of 2018, and I'll never forget. It's one of my most memorable theater experiences, seeing that in theaters. But I think this movie is the closest to Hereditary. And for context, Hereditary is my 3rd favorite horror film of all time, like top 3 like of all time. So that's pretty high praise to say this is the best one since Hereditary. And I just phenomenal. So what'd you guys go into this with? Did you know about it? Did you go in blind? What?
I can go.
Go ahead.
So I'm in the same boat. Well, kind of in the same boat as Jacob. I have heard about this through like certain algorithms of like film critics and moviegoers. I have not been a long time fan of Curry Barker. I'm just now finding out about him, so I have a whole lot of catching up to do on like what his old content is. My TikTok feed is completely taken over with him, showing clips of his old movies with other people, and in some movies that I didn't even know that he was in. And Indy Navarrete, the main actresses of this movie, was in other stuff too that I didn't even realize. Like she was a part of Superman and Lois. She was what was another movie she was a part of? I've already forgotten, but she's a little bit more famous than the main guy. Yeah. And I'm like, this is an impressive crew that they put together. I did not see this movie coming at all. And my history with like romantic horror is basically watching a ass load of Lifetime movies with my grandmother. And they're all they're all on the same somewhat of the same premises, but nothing like supernatural. Like, oh yeah, there is an obsessed ex-boyfriend that's going around stabbing people close to the girl that he's obsessed with, and cheesy stuff like that. But this movie is like written on a whole nother playing field. It's so down to earth the way it captures like a 20 something year old, two 20 something year olds just figuring out life. They have a group of friends around them. Bear's kind of like the socially awkward guy. Um, and Nikki's like a kind of a sweetheart too. Like she, based on what we learned from the movie, she had like a rough childhood, people bullying her and calling her Freaky Nikki back in the day. And Bear's in love with her, but he's completely overlooking another girl by the name of Sarah, who's played by Megan Lawless. And their chemistry is natural, which makes that even more insane that he'd go so far out of his way to make a wish for Nikki to be in love with him. So it just spirals out of control the moment he makes the wish. Like he tried to shoot his shot first, just completely fumbled the hell out of it, and then he just like, you know what, screw it. And he just says the most immature shit you ever heard. and it just leads to a mess. And I really liked it. It's such a human aspect of it. It's very realistic. I think the only thing unrealistic is the supernatural element of it with the wish making.
Sure.
Listen, you guys had
Anyone?
anything?
Would you like to go next? Laura?
Sure. Yeah, I honestly went in pretty blind for this. I did not know Curry Barker before all of the stuff about Obsession started coming out, like, and I mean like the trailers and promotional and details about what the story was. I was not familiar with Milk and Cereal. I have now seen Milk and Cereal though. It's excellent. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. But nonetheless, as far as Obsession goes, I think I knew the basics that everybody kind of knew going in based off of the trailer. Like, it's a monkey paw story. It's going to kind of be in conversation with some of the other films like Companion and Don't Worry Darling and Don't Blink and things like that, which is like kind of a part of this burgeoning like incel horror thing that's happening of this stereotypically like good white male character who is enacting kind of horrible traumatic things on the women in their lives. Thank you, Jack Quaid, for all of the contributions to that trope. But nonetheless, going in and like seeing the film, I didn't have like high expectations, but I was definitely excited and curious to see like what Curry Barker was going to do with that, because watching the trailer alone, I was excited. I was like, okay, cool. Like, this has a lot of potential. Like, let's see if you stick the landing. And I honestly was very pleasantly surprised by just how well he executed that story and vision and chronicled out like all of those character arcs. I thought it was a really great time. I was genuinely scared on numerous occasions. The actors are phenomenal. Oh my God. Direction really strong. Like, yeah, this was a great experience. I was very pleased. I was like, I felt like I got to just kind of like sit back and enjoy. I wasn't stressed of like, oh, there's going to be a plot hole here. There's going to be like, this isn't going to make sense at the end and I'm just going to leave irritated. Like, I had a great time. Yeah.
I agree 100%.
What about you, Mackie boy?
Yeah, same. I went into this completely blind. I mean, I'd seen the trailer a bunch because I go to the movies a bunch too, and then I like, honestly, when I was watching the trailer, I was like, oh, this seems kind of like a drama horror, but I don't really like know what it's about. And honestly, when he was on the phone with the guy, I don't know. I'm always on my phone, like trying to add new letterbox things. So like, I would like had no clue what he said. So like, and I was like, I still don't know what this is about. I didn't even look at the log line or anything. Like, I just went into it. I'm like, I just know like he's on the phone. I don't know anything about the One Wish Willow or like that he wants to like get rid of it or get a refund or anything. And then I saw the movie and yeah, I pretty much got hooked on it like everybody else, and I started looking up all of Curry Barker stuff online. I watched Milk and Cereal. I watched The Chair. And then seen a bunch of like his comedy clips. I really like Milk and Cereal, and then you learn that Curry's like actually a comedic like genius. He's a great actor too. I think his shorts, they're really funny. I had a friend in high school, like he was like, I'm like, why didn't you major in theater? I was just like me and him, like we were kind of like on par with each other. I always thought he was like much better than me as an actor, but like he didn't major in it, but he was a comedic genius. And I think like comedic people, they do like horror and drama the best because they understand the pacing and the timing of how emotional beats go. And then also it helps so much that Curry was an actor too. So like there's this scene at the end of the movie, without spoiling anything yet, that ended up becoming the final scene for the movie. That because once I finished this movie, I was like, I want to watch like all the clips on it. I watched everything. And Jacob and I, we've been sending everything back and forth. We've been had a lot of fun doing that. He talked with Indy Navarrete, and he's just like, okay, let's just do another take where like you do it like a different way, and we're only going to do one take of it because I'm pretty sure like I'm already set on this ending. And then like he shot it with her, and I just think like him being an actor, like and him like working from an indie film background, giving his actors the freedom to do that, helps make a better product, a better piece of art. And then that's the ending they ended up using for the film, the one that I was just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people weren't expecting that ending personally. But there's also great emotional range in this movie and like facial expressions that you don't see in horror films, and even just straight up dramas or like thrillers, like superhero films. Of like there's a lot of emotional like range, and not just for the sake of the horror film or just trying to be scary, but just like it feels grounded, it feels emotional. Like Michael Johnston, I think he really I think he's right on par with Indy as well. I think he does an excellent job. And then I love the lighting in this film. There was a bunch of things I saw lighting wise that I'd never seen before. Especially like I'm sure there has been something like this, but like I feel like maybe I don't see enough horror films, but I feel like when she's like watching Bear sleep, when they go to sleep as a couple, and then she's standing in the corner, like there was just like a specific lighting, and then I think they had specific makeup for Indy's face that made her look creepy, and then maybe they had contact lenses in for her, but like I was like, that scared the shit out of me.
It's like...
And there wasn't a sound effect or anything. It was just her staring, and like it was so dark, but there was just enough light to be like, is that like a mannequin? What is that? And then you realize it's her when she starts speaking.
I want to watch you sleep, and then they start arguing about it, and he's just like, babe, please come back to bed. I felt that for him.
Yeah.
This movie is like food for empaths.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My biggest complaint with this movie, honestly, and now that it's been a few weeks removed from seeing the movie, I've only seen it once in theaters, but I feel my biggest complaint with this movie is the ending. But now that I've had time away from it, I'm like, I can accept the ending now. Like it's really solid. Also, it's horror, so you don't have to be satisfied with it. But I wrote in my Letterboxd review, I was like, I have this great idea of like how I think it should have ended. I was kind of talking to Jacob about it, but I'll mention that later when we talk about the ending.
But yeah, I mean, I saw. I first learned about Curry Barker back in 2024 when Milk and Cereal came out, because I'm kind of in the YouTube film community a lot, and everybody was blowing up about that. Even like big reviewers were doing reviews on it. Now I didn't watch it until like 6 months ago, but I just never got around to it. But I finally got around to it in anticipation for this movie. It was like around Christmas time I watched it, and yeah, I was really hyped for this movie. And like on first watch, I did have a few issues, but on second watch, there's so much in this film that you don't really catch on first watch. You kind of have to watch it twice to fully understand everything because it's so layered and so deep. That there's things that I was picking up on second watch that I was just like, oh my god, like I was just like, this is crazy how much is like connecting. I was connecting things, and like my two nitpicks I had completely went away. I was like, oh no, this is perfect. Like you shouldn't have touched a thing about this, like on rewatch, because it was like, and I don't know. It being an indie movie, most of the crew was in their 20s. It was a very young crew. It was mostly 20 to 30-year-olds. And just like, I think Curry Barker's like 26, so he's a year younger than me. So kind of in that age range of me and like filmmaker, it's just inspiring to see somebody for less than $1 million make this little movie and get bought for $15 million by a big company like Focus Features and then blow up like it's done, like Hereditary blow up. Like, that's insane to me, and wonderful, and I love it so much. And I don't know, it'll be hard to top this movie for me for the year. And it'll have to be like the only movies that could top that for me this year is Spider-Man: Brand New Day, just because I'm a Spider-Man whore, obviously my background, or The Odyssey, Christopher Nolan. Maybe Dune Part 3. Dune Part 3 could do it too. So those three movies. But other than that, I don't. As far as horror, I think this is a lock for best horror film of the year for me already. I know there's some more to come out, but I can't see it. Like I said, this is the best one for me since Hereditary, which is high praise. And yeah, so I guess getting into it. By the way, that sleeping scene, I had my messed up self. The first time I watched this with one of my friends, and during the sleeping scene, she was like, "It's okay, go back to sleep. I like to watch you sleep." My one friend next to me was absolutely terrified, like just terrified, and I literally leaned over to them and I was like, "I would go back to sleep." No, I leaned over to her. I was like, I'd let her watch me sleep or something like that. Like I was like, I would not care if I had somebody like that looking at me. I'd be fine with it. But like,
wait, quick
guilty.
question. Do I know this friend? Quick question, off topic.
No. Well,
okay,
I told you about them, but it's not James. No.
Okay, never mind.
No, I watched it second time with James, but stick to your gums. I like your name and your profile picture. Hello.
What's good?
How you doing? Talking about the obsession. Are you obsessed with me? You should be. But don't go all Nikki with it. These single reviews like the most imperfect. Oh, that's a good comment. Yeah, there was. I will say that I feel like there is a few people. There's some people, and I hate that we're like this as a society, and as like on media. But like when a movie is hyped up so much, there are all those people that are going into it just looking to destroy it and pick it apart. They have to be the outlier. They have to be, the contradictory person where it's just like, oh, this movie's trash. I don't get it. It's not scary. And I'm just like, come on. I hate that it's like that. And I've been that person before, so I can't even, everybody falls into that trap, but it's just sad sometimes. Try not to be that person. That's partly why I never look at reviews. Like, I never look at the Rotten Tomatoes before I watch a movie, and I try not to watch reviews either, just because I don't want that influence. Because, like, there is some people out there that are, like, dogging this movie just because I think it is so universally praised. But, yeah, but besides Curry Barker and Cooper Tomlinson, who plays Ian in this movie, I didn't know anybody. Like, Indy Navarrete, I've never seen her before. I never watched Superman and Lois. And she was in 13 Reasons Why, too. Like, one of the seasons of that I saw. I never watched that show. My sister watched that show, but I never did.
Yeah.
So, like, I
think she was in a later season, but I think I stopped, like, maybe after the second, maybe third season. and I think she's in
Yeah.
the last one.
And then
Yeah,
she's
I
in a movie
finished
that
this
came out
show.
just a year ago called Trap House.
That's
With,
the fourth
Dave-
one.
Dave Bautista is the main guy. Some kind of like action crime movie. I think it went straight to DVD maybe because like I've never even heard of it before. But like, so this is kind of like her breakout role for sure. And like she does like amazing. Like this is like a lot of people are saying like Oscar. I could see that like Toni Collette style Hereditary,
Yeah.
even though she didn't get it, unfortunately. But I was really upset about that when that happened. But hopefully the Oscars correct themselves and give her an Oscar for this because the little experience that she apparently has, and she's not even a horror fan from interviews I've seen, the fact that she's like that as good as she is, I think she deserves an Oscar for sure.
Yeah, she does.
But yeah, she's great. The whole
Yeah.
cast is amazing though, fantastic. I love the whole cast is great. Internet contrarian as well. So the fact people just keep ramming it is
Yeah.
exciting to me. Each reviewer will just tell you. Yeah. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
interesting? Oh, sorry. What's interesting about Nikki's character is that we don't really. She's 3-dimensional. She's not really 3-dimensional, but she's 3-dimensional in a different way. Like we don't really know her character background, but we get to know who Nikki is once she's taken over by the One Wish Willow. Like that's what makes her 3-dimensional. Like, but we don't really know who Nikki is, and I guess that's the most interesting part. And especially at the ending, like you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ending, because like you were talking about the original ending, this reshot ending is kind of even darker if you really think about it. Because if they went
It
with
is, yeah.
if they went with the original ending, she kind of has a way out. I mean, it's a bad way out, but it's a way out. This ending, she's kind of just stuck, like because like I don't think you can really explain like, hey, there's this magic stick, and like I murdered Ian and I murdered. I'm holding this dead guy in my arms and I pushed him on the ground and like I smashed this girl's face in with a brick, but it wasn't me, I swear. Like, you know, it's just she's kind of really screwed the rest of her life, or at least traumatized, not to mention the physical damage to like her face and body and stuff. So like, yeah, kind of even darker.
Yeah, stick to your guns. You might want to run. Once we're like done with like the non-spoiler critiquing, we will probably get into some spoilers here.
Yeah, just watch, just go watch it. Just turn off this podcast. I never say that, but turn off this podcast and go watch it because like it deserves to like you not know anything. Oh,
Absolutely.
they already saw
Oh, you
it.
already saw it. Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay,
Because
well then we're
everybody-
good.
Yeah. I think.
I feel like everybody has for the most part. There are a few people I've talked to today. They're like, I'm going to see Obsession this weekend. I'm like, hell yeah. It made more in its second weekend than it made in its first, which is also another incredible feat that hasn't happened in a long, long time. And I saw it's like and I saw it's the first movie since in the modern era since Jaws to make even more money on its third weekend. Like it's still like it hit a certain number on its third weekend that only since I think Jaws was the last movie to do it.
Wow.
It was a certain statistic, and it's like that's insane.
I know it was like 33% more money than it made on its first weekend and its second weekend. I think it was like they made like 20 million or 19 million more.
And like even
wanna
before
say.
this movie came out, The Chair is what got Curry Barker the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise and anything but Ghosts. Like this movie, so that's kind of insane to think about. That this movie wasn't even what got him, because he'll be directing the new Texas Chainsaw for A24, and then he'll be directing. He has Anything But Ghosts coming out next, probably the next year, I'm guessing, with Aaron Paul and Bryce Dallas Howard, and he got those from like The Chair and Milk and Cereal. Like that was before Obsession fame. So like that's like insane what this movie will do for him.
Absolutely.
I respect that. That's a very rare take I've seen, but I respect that if you genuinely didn't care. I've seen some people because they don't like cats dying in movies. I could see that. As a beloved cat owner myself, my cat's my son. I've had him for 9 years. He's my baby boy. I still love this movie. I can get through it because it's not
Yeah.
grotesque. It is grotesque, but it's not. I don't know how to. It's not in poor taste in how they do the cat. I don't think. So here's a
I
bit.
also have a sleeping cat on my bed right now. So
Yeah.
Did Nikki like Bear initially?
Absolutely not. She did not.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. But yeah,
Yeah.
just set up this movie. So basically, Bear. It's a guy named Bear. His grandma just died. He has her house. He's a very shy guy, quiet. His friends are obviously kind of pieces of shit when you think about it, besides one of them. And he works at this music store, and he has a huge crush on this girl named Nikki, played by Indy Navarrete. And she's kind of like an outgoing personality type, definitely an extroverted type, very kind, very nice, very attractive woman. And he's been obsessed with her since they were in grade school, I think it was. And but he's never had the balls to like say how he feels. They've just been friends. And then he finally one night is like, I'm gonna tell her this is gonna happen. He goes to a crystal shop to get her a gift because she likes crystals. He ends up finding the One Wish Willow in the back, which Bella has. And he buys it. And the lady's like, just don't come back to me if something wrong happens. Like, we just had a few complaints. And then, like, he just doesn't think about it because who would? And the night goes, he takes her home. She gives him, he's being awkward the whole time. He finally gets the opportunity, doesn't take it. Then she gives him an opportunity where she gets in his face and, like, basically tells him, like, you like me, just tell me. Still chickens out. And then his frustration, he takes out the One Wish Willow, reads the box, says, let's wish. And he just says, I wish Nikki Freeman would love me. And he just sparks the stick. And we get the movie where Nikki is all of a sudden obsessed and he gets what he wants or what he thinks he wants. But yeah, that's kind of the setup for the movie. It starts off, I love the intro of like him practicing on the waitress. Which we'll talk about Ian. By the way, Ian is a piece of shit. He's almost a villain too in this movie because he sets him up for failure in the beginning. The first movie, when I watched it, I was like, oh, he's just kind of a crappy guy friend. But I watched it a second time with one of my friends, and one of my friends, we both know this guy that is just kind of like Ian, the way he acts. He kind of tries to undermine you with women and like try to mess with you and like your opportunity with certain girls.
Are you talking about me?
No,
I'm messing.
never you beautiful boy.
wow, this
Oh.
feels wild
I'm just
way
messing.
out, Matt.
Yeah.
I would never. Yeah, we
Holy
would.
cow.
But he basically, because what he says to the waitress is actually really kind and caring and heartfelt, and he should have just said that to her. And the waitress loved it, and he should have just went with that. But his friend Ian is like, that's so lame, laughing at him, making fun of him. Lo and behold, Ian and her have been hooking up for 2 years the whole time.
Cracking.
So like, he's low key been. He's just like sabotaging him throughout the whole movie, and like especially on rewatch, you can tell there's certain scenes where like he won't let Bear and Nikki ever be alone. He always comes in and crashes right before Bear can anything. He's very protective over Nikki because you can tell he's an insecure man too, and he really wants Nikki as well. But she only uses him maybe as a sex buddy or whatever. But they're just they're not. It's a situationship for sure. But yeah, it's a telling way, but we get that. But Ian, dang, Stick to Your Guns is really, really going hard on Bear already. We'll get there.
Yeah, Bear's been getting shredded on the internet.
But Ian does not just want to do trivia. He wants to self-sabotage his best friend. And like me and my friend, I know guys like Ian. They're sneaky little bastards. So like, yeah, Ian kind of sets it up, and then Bear kind of takes it. But they're both kind of villains in this movie. All the men basically in this movie are villains if you think about it. I guess besides the music shop dad owner, but he's kind of an asshole the whole movie to his daughter in a way.
Mm.
So I don't know, but yeah, we get that, and then he gets home to his cat Sandy being dead, and R.I.P. Sandy. Which
Supposedly that's on purpose. Left the medicine out for the cat to get in it.
I don't think that. I don't think Bear's the villain yet. I think at the beginning of the movie he's not the villain the entire movie. I think there's a certain turn, but Sandy, he names, obviously his grandmother name was, I think, Sandra. So I think he named the cat after her. So that's kind of an extra little tidbit there. And there's a thing with the cat that I'll bring up because a lot of people had issues. Like the cat didn't make sense in the movie. On rewatch, I finally put it together what the cat was doing. The cat makes a ton of narrative sense. But anyway, the cat's dead. So then that kind of speaks him up too, where he's like, oh crap, I'm running out of time. There's kind of a little time element that's in there and about running out of time on things. And yeah, so that happens. Stuff goes awry. That's the setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Stick to Your Guns says this is a dangerously toxic movie, like huge red flag material. Not even flags, just straight up. Yeah, I've seen some guys that have not seen Bear as a villain. There is some bad media literacy going on where it's like they're like, where they're even wishing, like they're like, Bear should have done the wish this way. If he's just said this while doing the wish, I'm like, you kind of missed the point. Anyway, he does the wish and wanting Nikki to be with him is taking away her autonomy. So it's kind of like some of them are meme videos, but there are some guys that are like, I just would have wished this and taken out this part. And like, you know, and there's some guys that are like, Nikki's the crazy one, you know, crazy girlfriend or whatever. And I'm just like, media literacy is dead, isn't it?
Yes, has been.
Yeah.
For a second.
Like, this is a bad, like this, but thankfully, for the most part, people are in agreement. Bear is the villain, and we'll get to why.
And it gets
that's
so
like
much worse.
That's like the best, like, that's like the most popular take is he's the villain, which he is. So I'm glad that's like the popular one, thankfully. But yeah, but we can all be there. Like, as a man, I'll say this. I've been in situations kind of like Bear before. I mean, I've been around the block. That sounds like I'm a man whore. I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry.
It sounded that way.
I don't mean I've been around the block.
Been
Like,
around the block.
I've just been like, you know, just swinging it wherever it lands. You know what I mean? No, I'm not talking about that. But like, I've been in situations where like I've had opportunity to tell girls that I've had a crush on that I like them more than friends, and that's a hard situation to be in. Like, I completely felt for Bear in the opening. I was like, man, I've been there, buddy. Like, I get it. Especially somebody as pretty as Nikki. Like, I would be down bad too, buddy. I'd be out late at night, Instagram scrolling. I've done the late at night Instagram scrolls, pictures. That's just like kind of a thing of being a man in your 20s. Like, that's just
Bear
kind of
down, baby. Bear down.
He's a simp. And I mean, that's, you know, I've been a simp many times before. Unfortunately for me and the woman probably. But there are no consequences. I feel like there are consequences for Bear, but
Yeah, he got his. He got his for sure.
stick to your
In
guns.
the degree it needs to be, no, but there are consequences.
Yeah, like, yeah, we're all. No, I'm not saying I've never been a stalker. Hold up, stick to your guns. You're going a little too far here.
He is a stalker.
I think
He's
I'm
a
stalking
stalker.
people.
I know this guy. He is a stalker. Jacob's
I've
a
never
dude.
stalked a woman in my life. And
He's
to
stalking
God.
men, though.
I've only stalked
There's
Mac, and that was
Just
a
me.
situation. I've stalked Mac, that's true.
What do you mean that's a situation?
Guilty.
Which, you know. But no, but I think Mac and Deontay, I'm trying not to single you out, but I'm sorry, this became a misogynistic post now. Because I'm like, but I feel like women can relate to that too. I feel like not so much the Bear character, but like that concept of simping for somebody.
Unrequited love is a universal experience, if that is what
Yeah.
you're trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
What?
Obviously, I'm not good with words, but like
I know.
unrequited love is like a good theme, and like it starts out really well. I think Stick to Your Guns may be trolling now because did you watch the movie? I guess you mean like before what happens. I mean, yeah, he could have got more, but like he got
From
what
the
he.
from the
I
instant
don't.
bear snap that Willow, he consequences from start to end, and he still would go out of his way to be like, "I'm not the problem. It's Nikki." It's like, what?
Yeah, and like we've been there too. Like I'll even call myself that. I've been there too, where I've definitely probably been the problem, and I blamed it on the girl. And that's just the thing, being a young, dumb 20-something-year-old idiot. Like I can definitely own that. I've probably done that to. You could probably talk to one of my ex-girlfriends, and they'd probably tell you that. Like you know, like I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I'm just being serious about that. Like like that's just a thing that we do in life, and I feel like this movie is a really good commentary on like that. Like I literally just like I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. And I feel like this movie is also I feel like it's a great cautionary tale as well if you have the media
Yes.
literacy to understand it. Like hopefully you take the right lessons from this movie. That's the one thing. Just make sure you're taking the right lessons from this movie. But there is, and I think that's some of the best horror is when it stays with you and you kind of think about it in your life, like, hey man, maybe, and I'm not even gonna lie, this movie, especially on rewatch watching this, it made me go back and think about like how I've treated women in my past. And just like, maybe I wasn't the best to that girl. Like maybe I did, obviously I didn't like have a one wish Willow and like make her like be in love with me or whatever. But like, obviously, I've met people have made mistakes. This become like a therapy session. Hold up.
Wait a minute.
but no. I'm getting to the point. This is long winded, but I'm getting to the point. What the point is that I feel like you can reflect on your life, and everybody has sent for somebody. Unrequited love is a thing, and I feel like this movie is one of the best examples of like how it could go horribly wrong, and like using horror as a genre to take something. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I would not even do that. I would not even do it.
Yes, he would.
Kind of important.
I know
to step
Jacob.
up.
Jacob's gonna snap that thing so fast.
I would
I know
not
what he's
even do
wishing
that.
for. I know what he's gonna wish for.
I would not even do that. I wouldn't wish. I
know-
wouldn't wish that.
There's like two things Jacob would wish for.
What
I
is
could
it,
think
Mac?
Immediately. Okay, the first one's for Jenna Ortega, something to do with her, and then the other one is like to be like just like a successful like film director or
I was gonna say
like,
A24, like we're doing something for A24.
It doesn't even have to be A24, just successful film director who like makes money, and he could like in that like, or if he could, I don't know, like live in, if he could be like Bo Nix's like left kidney, he probably would do it.
I could see that. But Jenna Ortega, no. Now, before this movie, would I have made the joke that I would do that for Jenna Ortega? Definitely, without a doubt, I would have made that joke, and I would have looked like an asshole. But I have media literacy, so like now watching the movie, no, I would not do that. I would not do that. I promise you, Jenna Ortega, I would not do that to you. I care about your autonomy, girl. All right,
Damn right,
like
man.
for real.
Gotta watch
The
some
only,
other
now
guys
I would
screw up
I
there.
would probably use it. I would force A24 because I've been at them for 3 years now, and they're just not listening. So maybe I would take away A24's autonomy and make them hire me. But
What if they're like, no, go to Neon?
I feel like that's fair.
Damn.
I would go to Neon too.
Neon's had some good ones, you
They
know.
do.
Neon's been on a hot streak. They are
have
winning
been.
the Palme d'Or like every year now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway,
There are worse things
long
going
story
on, yeah.
short, yeah, like I feel like I don't know. I feel like all men in their college age years should watch this film. That's just me. If they take the right thing away, though, that's the thing. I've been seeing some people not take the right lesson, and it's been worrisome. But please watch this and take away the lesson that there is the villain, and there's what you wish for isn't always going to be what you actually want and need for you or that person. Like a person, so if you have a certain person that you put on a pedestal, that can go wrong. So like, yeah, it has good things about that. I really don't know where I was going with any of that. I feel like that was just a therapy session. I feel like I just outed myself.
Hell yeah.
This is Jacob Stone Perspectives therapy.
It's more like Jacob's therapy session. Ooh.
I feel like one of my, I feel like one of my exes will watch this and be like, "That fucking bastard." Yeah.
Thank God, One Wish Willows don't
Thank
exist.
God, he finally got it. He finally got it after 3 years. I'm sorry. Shout out you.
I'm so excited for that movie.
Leviticus looks good.
So good.
Leviticus does look good indeed. But yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, Obsession, great film. I don't know where to start with this. There's so much to even touch. Like, I don't know. You guys go somewhere. I've been going on a therapy session.
Hey, okay, can I ask you a question, Jacob, real quick?
Uh-oh.
What?
Okay, so the cat, why did the cat work, if you want to break that down? Because you
Okay, I
said the
can break
cat,
down
the
the
cat, first you said the cat, you didn't care for the cat, you said, like, and I mean, I agreed with it too, I was just like, what was the point of the cat other than, like, it, like, foreshadowing Bear's death later on, like...
All right. I'll break it down for you. So basically, the cat. Now, this is my understanding. I'm not the filmmaker here. So, but my understanding is the cat represents Bear not wanting to move on, not wanting to face his emotions, face his grieving, whatever you call it. Because basically, he kind of just buries it and moves on, and he doesn't mention. He talks to Nikki about it in the car that night, but then he doesn't want to face it. Like he kind of just. He's obviously a guy that doesn't face his emotions and obviously he's been in love with Nikki since grade school and he's just now saying something like he's definitely somebody that doesn't face his emotions and like processes them right, which is very common for men in their 20s. But like that's what the cat keeps coming up because the entity. Not the entity, but Nikki inside the entity, I think, is putting the cat, like she puts the cat in a sandwich. She's trying to like force him to realization, basically. Like, hey,
He should.
you're not facing your grief. Hey, what you're doing to me is wrong. Hey, you need to like face up to it. It's basically what I read that as, because with that cat in the sandwich, there's the picture where it says you, not me, and it's a picture of her and it says not me written down. Because we get later that obviously Nikki can speak through sometimes. Kind of like the sunken place and Get Out. I've seen people relate it to. But like she's kind of in like a sunken place type thing where she can kind of get out. And like
Trapped
the cat.
in her own body.
So like the cat, it starts off like, because the way he handles it is kind of just sleeps it off, doesn't really face his emotions. And that's foreshadowing how he deals with Nikki and that whole situation. And that's why the cat comes up again, and that's why she digs the cat up and has that little like celebration like thing, whatever, with the candles around it. She's like trying to get him to like face up to like, hey, like face your feelings type thing.
It's like, Nikki, you can't cook the cat.
That
And then she's just like, you know what? You're gonna eat your emotions. You're gonna eat this emotion sandwich, and he's just like, that's disgusting.
So
that's all my grief and sorrow and all like my feelings that I don't want to express to you, Nikki, and also like I don't want to get over my grief. That makes more sense now.
Yeah, that's what I interpreted it as. Maybe Deontay or Bella saw it differently, but that's what I interpreted it as.
I remember you and I actually like did talk about the cat because you and I saw it like around the same time period for the first time. And one of the things that I was saying about the cat.
Just let's stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. We don't have to click on it. We don't have to click on every comment, Deontay. Let's just.
I'm exposing him a little bit. I'm sorry, stick to your guns, but I needed people to see you. Oh wow, then he makes it worse.
All right. Anyway, go on.
All right, that's the last one.
Go on, Joe.
You're in timeout. You're in timeout. Stick to your guns.
There was the parallel of like how at the end of the movie, Bear is figuring out how he wants to exit the world, if you will, and the memory of the cat with the pill bottles. There's the parallel there. But also, one of the things that I thought was interesting is, as someone who's had a lot of pets, it's typically like a little tricky to just retrieve them after you've disposed of the body. And I was wondering a lot, how does Nikki keep somehow finding this cat and bringing it back? Like, what is Bear doing with the body of this cat that she's consistently able to keep bringing it back? So that's one of the things that I was like, is this a genuine, like, you're holding on to this cat somewhere because you won't let go of this cat, Bear? Just kind of like how you won't let go of this idea of like what Nikki needs to be for you.
I'm not even going to tell that joke on this podcast. I'm not going to tell that joke.
Oh God, you have a terrible joke tonight.
A horrible joke.
I'm gonna trust that is true.
Stick to your gum started it, but I'm going to keep that joke to myself for political correctness and whatever else could get us all in trouble.
I'm going to support you on that one, Deontay. But yeah, I don't know if anybody else like had any thoughts or feelings about that, but like typically.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's a lot of messaging going on in this. Like Jacob's done a little bit of breaking it down too. It's just like, my biggest takeaway from this movie was like, not only at a certain point in the movie was Nikki able to talk to Bear through her other body. She was able to talk to Bear through the cat, and she was able to talk to, basically send a message to Bear through her silhouettes, because you couldn't like see her full body and face for a reason. Like Trey Barker would break it down in interviews and like, yeah, it's intentional. Like you only seeing like a figure of her because she's not the person that you wanted her to be or something that he wished her to be. And that's kind of like the horror part, because you think you see Nick, you're in the same room with Nikki and you're not. Mm-hmm. And it's so much messaging to it.
Yeah, no, there's a lot that he's doing also with like the idea of sleep, of like Nikki, there's a portion of her, like the part of her that's real is asleep, and she's only able to communicate when the other version, the one with Willow version, is asleep. The cat dies from taking sleeping pills, and then Bear's decision at the very end is like, okay, cool, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to take a bunch of sleeping pills. Like this idea of just kind of being able to suppress these parts of yourself and like put them to sleep, if you will. I thought that was an interesting through line.
Fair.
Yeah, that's very well said, because that is definitely a theme for sure. Like, 100%. And that relates to the cat too. With like,
it does. Like you put animals to sleep. Like that's the colloquial phrasing for like, when you choose like they're dying. Like that's the peaceful way out. And that's consistently the thing that Bear keeps like trying to do, is like take the most passive, peaceful way out of a situation without having to actually be an active player in his life.
Yeah, he's not being active, not facing his emotions, pushing it away, for sure. And also with the lighting thing, the way what I really like about the lighting of that, which I didn't know until I watched the video, which is really cool, is they did day to night with a lot of that. Like when she's outside, when she shows up to the house for like after he drops her off, and she like dresses up and shows up back at his house later that night. When she's in the doorway and she's just black and it's dark outside, but she's black. They did a thing where they did a certain lighting setup where like all you saw were the two lights in her eyes, like you just saw two light bulbs in her eyes. Which is very subtle. I missed it on the first watch, but on the second watch, you can see the two little glowing yellow lights in her eyes, and she's just all in shadow. And when you see the behind the scenes of that, they shot that like it's sunny out during the day. So like that's pretty, for under $1 million, be able to shoot day to night. That really, because day to night is very tricky. I know Jordan Peele did it really well on Nope, but like day to night is very hard to do and very tricky. So the fact that they did that under $1 million with this young crew, that's pretty impressive as well, being able to do the lighting the way they did. Because like a lot of the nighttime scenes, if you watch the behind the scenes, it's bright sunny day. a lot of the nighttime scenes because they only had, I think it was 20 days to shoot this, so they couldn't just wait for nighttime. They had to just kind of roll it, you know. So they had to get creative with it with the day to night thing.
Yeah, and there's like moments where they're completely revealed. You can see Nikki like they go back and forth with the dark silhouette, like when she's watching him sleep, and then like you can see Nikki like when she's waiting for him to come home from work, and she's just smiling and peeing on herself and not moving from that spot, and it's just like
Also,
holy cow.
I just thought about something else. I picked this up on second watch too. The way she's standing there, the smiling part is the entity, but the way she like goes to the bathroom on herself, because it's not just pee, it's all of it. I think that is because I don't know if you've heard this, and I'll not say the word, but SA usually girls will pee themselves to kind of make it not like try to ward off the attacker by peeing themselves. You know, that's like that's like a defense tactic or whatever. So I saw her doing that. It's kind of like that was like Nikki coming through, trying to make herself like disgusting, so maybe Bear wouldn't touch her. Because if you watch, because it gets pretty dark. Because if you watch, the first time I watched it, I didn't really think about the sex scene. But if you on the second watch, I mean, that's a full-on sexual assault, is what you're watching. Like, she doesn't have autonomy. And even there's a little scene where she's kind of laying there just not even doing nothing. And it's just like, he's basically using her as a sex doll in some ways, which is very sick. But I think when she peed on herself and went to the bathroom on herself and had all that stuff on her or whatever, I think that was the real Nikki trying to like make herself like kind of get back at him and kind of make herself not as attractive, so maybe he wouldn't touch her, you know?
Yeah. Because it's had to happen multiple times too before Nikki finally started breaking through into reality. Because the very first night he made that wish, they were making out in his bed, and she snaps to and like backs away from him, screams, panics, and like what the hell is going on? And then the entity takes over again. She's in nothing but a bra on, and the entity just pins Bear down. So it looks like Nikki's in full control, but it's really something else in her body, like doing it with him. So it's either way, like even if it's the entity or not, if the real Nikki is just like, yo, can you please kill me after doing this? Because he said, I was never with you. She made a line like that during the movie. And it's like, oh my God. Yeah, I've been. Yeah, like, holy crap. And Bear keeps going anyway. He keeps going anyway. So it's like, holy.
Well, yeah, he makes the call. I love when he makes the call, and that's Curry Barker on the phone. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that right now. That's a pretty easy tidbit. But like, that's like one of those things. Like, did you know? You know, like those nerds, those with the pointing to the big circles in the YouTube videos. But like, I feel like one of those guys saying that. But obviously, that was Curry Barker as the One Wish Willow employee on the phone. And like he didn't even ask to cancel it at the beginning. He was just like, "Can I change it? Can I alter the wish?" And then and then once he gives him the option to cancel, then he tries to cancel, and then the guy's just messing with him. He's like, "We don't do that." He's like, "Why was it an option?" He's like, "I don't know, dude." And he's like, "Just because it's not real for her doesn't mean it's not real for you." And then we get that great scene where do you want to speak to her, and you just hear guttural screaming from like the void. That's just like a great haunting scene where you just hear her screaming from the phone, from that phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like Bella has a more powerful take than we do on this. I'm pretty sure.
Why?
I feel like you have some words for Bear too.
I mean, I think you're going to be hard pressed to find many like female identifying individuals who don't have a lot of words for Bear.
I feel like I feel like as a guy, this is pretty scary, but I almost feel like we can't be like, I feel like unless you're dating men, unless you're, gay, bisexual, or a woman. I don't think you could possibly. I feel like it's maybe even more terrifying if you're like date men, because like I don't know. I feel like that could be a case because like I don't know, because women do the things that Bear do in this movie for sure. I have met very scary women in my life, but that sounds like I've been around the town too. I have not. But,
Scary women do exist. They do.
Scary women do.
Thread.
Mhm.
I've been terrified by women, but
We'll get Nick on here and talk about his experiences too.
oh, don't get Nick. Nick will go. Nick has some great stories, but I feel like men act a certain way that women don't. That maybe like if you're, I feel like if I was a female, this movie would be even scarier. That's just I thought of it.
I will not deny that. Yes, like there are elements to this that are like a little more terrifying. I think for me as a girl who dates men, yeah, I won't deny that. But it's also not unfamiliar, is the truth. Just because I would be lying if I said that most of the men that I encounter don't exhibit very similar qualities to Bear. And I don't say that in a like everyone would do exactly like what Bear did. And there would not, and they would all experience that shift of like, oh, now I really am just like being a villain in this story. What I am saying though is that there is a level of passiveness that Bear exhibits in this story that is equally toxic and problematic in a lot of very mundane, not high stakes, One Wish Willow ways. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily like the whole way through the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life, especially because like I've only seen it the one time. I'm sure watching it a second time it would hit a lot different. We didn't necessarily know all of the ways that the One Wish Willow was working.
Her audio cut out.
Oh,
Oh no, can you hear me?
we
There
Oh,
you
you're
go.
back.
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 cool. For me, it's like once you hear Nikki screaming on the phone call, that's like the genuine pivot for me of like, oh no, she's actually present for all of this. And it makes you like relook at all of the things that have transpired between her and Bear very differently.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's
Yeah, I
terrifying,
have beef.
but that's the world. So
I have beef with some
Mhm.
people because some people said that really the Bear's not the villain until the scene where she's like, "You've never been with me," and then he's like, "What's so wrong with being with me?" And that's when he's the villain. Like that's what people always point out as like a turn, but I feel like the turn comes earlier than that
It does.
for me anyway.
And honestly, like it goes back to the first time that they kissed, and she snaps out of it, and she freaks the fuck out. So it's like, oh, is she like fighting for control of her body, or like you don't really know how the One Wish Willow affects a human being until it's like too late, basically. And Bear broke probably several rules on the back of the One Wish Willow, all at the same time, because like just from watching cartoons growing up, there's certain wishes you're not supposed to make in the first place. Like a genie will not make someone fall in love with you if you make a wish about that, and like you'll see other stories like that. And Bear went straight for it. Like I think Bear is about as average American as the rest of us, and he probably knew better, but he'll just like in a very down bad state, and he just didn't give a damn. And now that he sees the consequences for making that wish and he decides to keep going, that's what makes it like, okay, like no matter what Nikki does in this movie, Bear is going to be a little bit more evil than her for going along with it and enjoying it more than she is.
Bella froze and left.
We lost
No.
Bella.
She'll be back.
no.
Like you sounded like Nikki when you cried right there, Deontay.
Oh man. No, don't do that.
Can't hear Deontay.
Huh?
Is everything
Can you
going
guys
to
hear
hell?
me? I can't hear Deontay.
I can hear Deontay.
I can hear Mac
Okay.
and Jacob.
I hear you. I don't hear Deontay.
I can hear Deontay. Can you
Maybe
hear
I'll
Deontay
leave.
now?
Wait,
Hello?
talk.
Mic check 1 to
No,
1
I'm
to
gonna leave and come back.
Max leaving too.
I'll be
Sheesh.
right
We're
back.
losing our people, Deontay. They're
What
gone.
is going on?
Don't
Somebody
make any
make a-
wishes about me while I'm gone.
I'm gonna make 5. They're both gone. They'll be back. But yeah, I feel like it's way before.
Bella's
I feel like
back.
Oh, did Mac also
Ah,
disappear?
she's back.
His audio's been cutting out as well.
I'm so sorry.
Whose
Yeah.
audio?
Mac, he wasn't able to hear me, but he was able to hear Jacob, so he's gonna read.
Can you see Bella right now?
I can.
I can see her now. Okay. She's
Okay,
alive.
yeah. Oh God.
StreamYards don't want us talking about this movie.
Like,
StreamYards,
shoot.
you're misogynistic.
Damn, that's how you feel?
Was my Wi-Fi just spontaneously died, and it was telling me I had to call a special service agency to come and fix it, but it finally rebooted, so it's fine.
StreamYard.
It's all good. This is on me. This is the Spectrum that I pay for. That doesn't work. It's fine.
Hate Spectrum. Wait, no, Spectrum.
Shout out Spectrum.
Shout
Screw
out
Spectrum.
Spectrum. Do better.
That was very loud in my ears.
You
Ooh.
like that?
Kinda.
I'm your freaky Nikki.
That hurt my soul when Bear called her Freaky Nikki after being specifically
like,
told
okay.
not to.
Okay,
After-
to be fair, Bear is definitely a very naive man, obviously, but Ian set him up wrong with that. But even I, someone who is an idiot with women, I would know not to call her Freaky Nikki. Like I don't, especially in that moment. She's already kind of peed-o'd. She kind of messed. She's already mad. I don't know you would use that if you've already failed. Like I don't know
double
what you think
fumbled
it
in the.
was. That was like a gigantic fumble. That's another
Remind
thing
me.
too. People were putting together, and I just put this together too. I think people were saying maybe the reason why she wants to leave work is because of the whole situation with Ian. That she was kind of trying to get away from Ian because he was kind of been on and off for a few years, and she seemed like, because she said she was tired of the people around here or whatever, and people were saying that could have been like a little dig at Ian too.
It could be. Well, the other thing I want to point out about Bear that I think is interesting is he's the one who's had this like very, very close friendship with Nikki since high school. And he's that easily led to believe these things about her when he is the person who should arguably out of their friend group know her the best. Which I think makes a lot of his choices later on that much more unforgivable, especially when you're looking at it under the context of the things Ian is telling him to do. Bear, you're supposed to be the one who knows her the best. Why would you trust what Ian is saying over your own instincts about this girl? Food for thought.
Exactly.
That goes into the thing too of, I think, with the whole incel men thing.
Yeah.
Because at least for me personally, I feel like I can speak because I'm a man. So don't come at me, whatever. What's it called? What are those people? That community? Like the Andrew Tate people? Whatever those people are. Don't come at me.
Red pill.
Are you talking about
Yeah.
the manosphere?
Manosphere people. Don't come at me, manosphere people. But I'm saying, as the man, I know myself that we're more likely to listen to our guy friends than the women in our lives. Like I've even been guilty of that for sure. Like I feel like we trust kind of our guy friends more than we may trust our women friends in certain sense. Like I feel like there's kind of a disconnect there. So I think that kind of adds to that you're talking about, Bella. I think maybe him listening to Ian is kind of another commentary on that.
Well, also the fact that Ian is giving him bad advice. Like Ian is giving him advice that will not actually appeal to Nikki whatsoever. Because Nikki, from what we understand and come to learn about her, like is very independent, very ambitious, is very much like, you know, like all women, an autonomous being. So everything that Ian is saying to do is kind of demeaning, especially by bringing up this event that was incredibly traumatic to her, even though we don't ever get like clarity on like what exactly happened and why that nickname is triggering to her.
Yeah, like Ian, he went from giving good advice to giving bad advice at the same time. So I was kind of confused with Ian for a little bit. Like he was innocent to like a certain extent, but if Bear had absolutely no idea that you were hooking up with Nikki this entire time, and he's over here telling you to your face that he's planning on like shooting his shot, and you let him do it, like
No.
things just get so far out of control. Like,
See, I felt that way on first watch, but on second watch, especially watching with my buddy, where we know the guy that's kind of like Ian. Ian's a menace from the jump.
Yeah.
He's like, you can, that from the opening scene when, like I said, when he's talking to the waitress, when he tells him that was a bad idea, that was terrible what he did. But the waitress, the woman, loved it. Like, I feel like you should have taken the woman's advice there instead of your friend Ian, who's obviously a frat bro douchebag that likes to drink and probably hook up with a bunch of girls.
Yeah. I just, holy crap, man.
This conversation is making me think of the Jonathan Bailey quote that came out after like his big summer of blockbusters, if you will, where he was like, bring back male yearning. Like, even though Bear's opening statement for like trial running, shooting a shot with Nikki is intense and it's a lot of like emotional outpouring, it's also much more respectable and honest, and that is honestly probably what would have got him closer to what he wanted with Nikki than anything that he does actually in the film.
You know what? I'm glad to hear a woman say that, because literally after after he said that to that waitress, the guy I watched it with the second time, he's one of my best friends. He was like, that's literally something you would say to a woman. And now that makes me feel better, because I thought that was a dig. Like, I felt like that was a dig. But now that you said that was actually a respectable way, I was like, okay, now I feel better about myself.
And Nikki was cool with a lot of shit, too.
Nikki was cool. It's him being truthful is more what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing about how he behaves in any of the interactions we see with him, like hanging out one-on-one with Nikki, are him being genuinely truthful. Like, even when she is literally throwing herself at him, he is still never admitting he has feelings for her. He has every opportunity to be the one to actually instigate and be honest about how he feels, and he genuinely runs the opposite direction every chance he gets. So yeah, that juxtaposition of the opening monologue being how he honestly feels versus how he is conditioned to respond to women, I think is a really important thing. So yes, as a woman who is real and not a fictional character in the context of a film, I respect that. I respect his opening statement to Nikki, theoretically. I think it's very sweet. It's not something you see often. And, you know, it does take courage, which is something that at least a good person will respect if you're actually confessing feelings. I didn't mean for this to become dating advice, but yes.
Let's go.
Well, to be fair, it's kind of hard to not talk about the dating world and dating advice talking about this movie, because that's like such a big theme of the movie.
Yeah,
I think it does a good job of like kind of showcasing a lot of different layers to it, and on like the gender binary of experiences as well for dating in modern society, which is tricky. So yeah, that's my take on the Bear statement, and I'm glad that gives you validation, Jacob.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's so validated, This is
Can
Jacob.
Can we break down the ending by chance?
Yeah, we can jump to it. Why not?
Okay, so going off Bella, so yeah, kind of, I was just like, yeah, my biggest issue with this film was I didn't like the ending because I was just like, I don't know, it didn't, for me, basically, I think everybody watching this has seen the film, but we're gonna spoil the ending anyway.
Yeah.
Basically, Bear makes his wish at the beginning of the movie that I wish that Nikki loved me more than anyone in the whole world, basically, and he throws an F-bomb in there. And then she becomes obsessed with him, and then he takes advantage of her and against her will, and with his obsession over her, and then she becomes too obsessed with him, and then he finds it unbearable, and then he's just like, I didn't wish for this, and then he starts ruining his life because the wish didn't pan out the way he wanted it to. He kills a mutual friend of theirs, and then he also was like cooking her cat, feeding it to him, and he's just like, yeah, it's time to kill myself. So he like swallows some pills, and then I believe once he swallows the pills,
He tries that.
he tries.
To
Is
shoot
that the
him.
first? What's he tries to shoot himself? He's just like, no, I'm not going to do that. He takes the pills instead, goes back out, and then there's a lot that happens when he exits the bathroom.
Yeah, he tried like that's when Nikki makes her wish. Like she gets a one wish Willow and wants him to be in love with her. And then by the time he realizes, he's like, oh, I'm just gonna puke the drugs out so I don't overdose. And it's already too late. He's
Mhm.
overdosing. And it's like, oh
Yeah.
man.
So basically, and this is why, because I also had a problem like Mac with when I first watched it. The ending felt a little unsatisfying to me
Yes.
on first watch until I rewatched it, and then I realized it's perfect because. So yeah, he goes in there. He goes to shoot himself. He can't do it. He takes the pills, and then basically he gets what he wants by Nikki. He gets what he wants even more because Nikki breaks a stick and wants him to be obsessed with her. But before that, when he's taking the pills, he can't even kill himself. He's chicken out, so he's trying to make himself puke up the sleeping pills. But then she breaks the stick, and the entity takes over, and now he comes out obsessed with her, and now he can't gag the pills out. So now they're just in there, and he's gonna die. So it's kind of like a perfect timing thing.
Right.
It's very ironic, like an irony to it, because like she did her wish, and now he can't do that anymore, and now he's screwed.
Right. Because
And
when
now
he calls one, oh, sorry.
he's lost his autonomy, and he can't do anything about saving his life now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
When he calls,
Oh. Yeah,
when he calls One Wish Willow, they tell him that you can't reverse the wish, or you have to die for it to end. And then like once he dies, then obviously, um, his wish that she becomes obsessed with him ends, and that's how she regains former consciousness of original Nikki. And then I basically had the issue with Nikki being alone. I think I wasn't mad that it ended that way because like Nikki, like she's basically framed like she has like there's 10
Ian's
like
dead on the ground. Yeah.
there's $1 billion in a room for no reason. Like they're like, okay, maybe he killed her for money or like they stole this or something like that. Ian's dead in the room. Was
Bear's
the
dead.
Sarah's the girl too, and Bear's
Mhm.
dead.
Yeah.
There's a cat. I don't think the cat's probably gonna get into this, um, but I'm like, well, what is like to be like gained like thematically from this aside from be careful what you wish for, which is like literally like the motto on the poster. But I guess like I was like think once it made more sense once you explained the cat and like he's like eating his emotions, and then once Bella said like he kind of deserved this when he had all these opportunities to explain how he actually felt from the opening scene, and like when he was at the car, and when she said, so this is how I wanted the film to end, when Nikki tells Bear as he drops her off at her house for the first time, hey, now's the time and your only chance to tell me that you have a crush on me before she leaves, and then he snaps the twig or the one wish willow once she leaves, and he doesn't. And then I'm like, okay, so maybe this is like a film. As I was watching it for the first time, maybe this is a film about like trying to like find yourself and like express your feelings, which yes, it is, but also it's like what I was hoping for was like maybe somebody wishes like uses their one wish willow and then like wishes that Bear never made his wish, and then they go back to the moment where he's dropping her off, and then I was thinking the movie would end where he tells her his feelings and then it ends happily. But I think like there's good like social commentary on it, or like just on uh like men's relationship with women, like when they don't do that. And I think to be careful what you wish for. I'm content with the ending now. But I do feel like it would have been a little more narratively satisfying if somebody wished, just somebody, it doesn't matter who, wished Bear never made his wish, and then he was able to tell Nikki how she really felt. And you don't even need Nikki's response necessarily. He doesn't have to, even if she rejected him, that would have been fine because at least he's getting his thoughts and feelings out. That's how I was hoping it would end. And I didn't think it was like totally obvious, but sorry, I'm looking at my notes.
You're good.
Yeah, Ian gave him one last middle finger to the face by wasting his wish on money.
Good.
Mhm.
Wish for $1 billion.
He's like, bro,
And they-
no.
Can I talk about why I like the ending?
Sure.
Yes.
Mhm.
So one of the things I understand what you're saying about it with like the narrative satisfaction, Mac.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I prefer about the ending that Cory Barker went with is the fact that it is total destruction. This boy made a wish and it caused so many people to die pointlessly.
Mhm.
Like it is the most extreme consequences for a really stupid decision.
Yeah.
Which I feel like we see a lot in society.
Yep.
Extreme consequences that are fueled by absolute stupidity and people just trying to take easy ways out instead of just doing the thing that requires a little bit of courage or a little bit more like awareness. So I like it for that reason. Additionally, Nikki is a survivor. Like she is for all intents and purposes a final girl, and I kind of like that posturing, even though it is horribly traumatic. Because so frequently in situations that like what Jacob was touching on of like this film does have a lot of qualities and elements of SA, even though it's not like it's in a more fantastical setting and circumstance around it. Having Nikki be like this survivor and showing in those final moments like the insane amount of trauma that she has just endured now that she is snapping back to reality, and her also processing in real time all of the emotions that she is experiencing, I think is an important button as well to kind of like hammer home the idea of we don't really let men process their emotions, and a lot of men try to reject processing their emotions. And Nikki, as the final girl in this moment, is now having to process everything that she was just forced to endure at the hands of a man. So that's something that I really appreciated about that ending.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
What was it Indy? I've watched a bunch of her interviews, but she said she she had a bunch of inspiration for this film, like Mia Goth from like Pearl and all that, but like also like she wanted like her character and her facial expressions, and she wanted like everything in her performance to be everything that she like hated in herself or that she thought was cringy in like relationships and things like that. Seeing her like finally get out of like all those like ugly things that she does as like a person, and like her relationship when she was taken over by the One Wish Willow, like seeing her just get back to her normal self, it's just like she's still screwed by the end. I think that makes this like even like a true like horror film, and the aspect of like this is like not just like a blood and gore horror, but like this is like a relationship. Like this is a personal like trauma type horror as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's like the moment where
That
the whole
yeah.
film like pivots and it's like, oh no, this is so real. Like we've been living in Bear's fantasy world for a hot second, and that final moment is all real world aftermath. This girl has to piece her life together and she's probably going to go to jail. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's fascinating to me that so many people are watching this movie though.
Oh no.
Not again. I'm scared.
We lost Bella.
Frozen.
Come back.
Jesus Christ, Spectrum. Why are you doing this to us?
I need a One Wish Willow.
I wish Spectrum would get their shit together.
Fix Bella's internet.
Fix everybody's internet. So we'll
They're gonna be
never have an
they're gonna
outage
be
again.
they're gonna constantly be fixing their internet when it's already fixed. Like, stop it.
Another
True
poorly made wish. The consequences of that you'd probably never see coming too. That'd be it's like you really have to be careful what you wish for, because it's like, holy crap. And there she goes.
Oh no. Wait, talk again, Deontay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Every time Bella leaves, I lose Deontay's audio.
Oh, what?
So
I can hear Mac.
wait, talk, Jacob?
Hello?
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, I can't hear
Anything?
anything. Okay. I hear the
Oh,
music in the background.
no.
I don't hear anybody. I'll be back.
Oh.
We lost them all again.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. This is crazy. Because I wanted to
Lost them
add.
all.
I wanted to add to Bella's point.
You add to
about-
it, buddy.
Basically, Nikki had the option to put the gun in her mouth and pull the trigger, and Curry Barker himself said it in the interview where the ending would have been she realized what has happened and she pulls the trigger and kills herself, but then he went with the option of her not killing herself. So I'm like, from a fan perspective, she is so screwed over, like Max said, and like she could go to jail, she could be in a mental asylum or something after all of this has transpired, and then maybe kill herself later. But it's just like, either way, I think that ending and the other option of her like would have been great endings no matter what, because these are real consequences that people could experience in this universe. Like, if people made wishes that led to people murdering their own friends and harming themselves, when you snap out of it, there's no telling how one individual will react to that. So I appreciated what Curry Barker did overall in the end. I feel horribly bad for Nikki and wish she didn't have to go through that. But god damn, it kind of just goes to show you like the things that we could do in our social circles to keep one another from going down the path that Bear went down. Because I know out of the four of us, we'd be way better friends than fucking Ian. But
Well, it's just a terrible friend group to begin with,
yeah,
honestly. But because they're always like this, they're always like talking behind each other's backs and like little information to like only certain friends. It's just like, I don't know. That's how a lot of friend groups are, though. Sadly, unfortunately.
yeah.
But yeah, this
It's
is like,
like yeah, I have plenty of socially awkward friends, and I try my absolute best to like help them out. Because I had a socially awkward like upbringing too, but I eventually got
Look at
over it.
me.
Like,
I'm the poster board for socially awkward, weird, twink boy.
It's
But
just
no.
like you got to be there for your
No.
friends. You got to encourage them to be honest and more genuine towards the people that they care about, and that solves so many problems right there.
Well, yeah, because this movie is like, in a lot of ways too, it's a twisted fairy tale.
Oh yeah.
It has themes of twisted fairy tale, and it even references fairy tale with the Hansel and Gretel story, but it's the incest Hansel and Gretel, which is also another way I think Nikki is trying to like basically tell her, because like she said she thinks of him like a brother, so she's trying to like get that point home again through that story she reads at the party.
Yeah.
And also Michael Johnston, the guy that plays Bear, he was the one that came up with him trying to get the pills out and then the wish happening, because initially Curry Barker was just going to have him take the pills and he dies in the bathroom. That was the original ending as well, was he was going to take the pills and die in the bathroom. That's what they were going to work with. And then Michael Johnston was the one who was like, what if he's too scared to even do that? What if he tries to make himself puke up the pills? So he actually came up with that idea.
Yeah.
Which I think made it just perfect, because then time it with her making the wish is just like a perfect like irony type thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't even think any of the characters knew that Nikki went and got her own One Wish Willow. So that was a surprise for me. Like, oh shit! You see her snapping it, and like, oh, I know exactly what she wished for. But unfortunately for Bear, he's about to die, and
And
his
another
wish is
tidbit
about to come
too,
undone.
before I forget this tidbit, is obviously like Nikki is wearing either does her hair like Sarah or is wearing Sarah's hair. It's hard to
Sarah's hair.
it's
It is an
hard to
actual
like
piece that she is throwing over her hair.
I can barely hear you,
Wow.
Bella. What are you
Oh, no, can you
saying?
hear me?
Say something.
Hello?
Okay, now we can
There
hear
you
you.
go.
No, we wanted you to say something like the word. Okay.
But yeah, a lot of people say it's actually her hair, and it probably is. It's just hard to tell in the dark in the lighting. And they were
Yeah.
also saying that maybe she may be wearing her skin, but I think she just drew the tattoos. I think that's just tattoos, because like if you look at Sarah's dead body, she still has her skin up there.
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't the tattoos? Didn't Sarah have those tattoos too that she like tattooed on her?
Well, that's why Nikki's doing it, because she
She
realizes that Bear is now in love with Sarah. He's moved on. His attachment is to Sarah now, because she actually liked him the whole time,
Some
which is another
freaky
great
shit.
another great irony, because he could have been with Sarah this whole time, who I think is just as beautiful. And I'm attacking Mac right now.
Whoa, no. You misunderstood me. He's about to call me out. He's been
I told
talking about
Mac
this
I'd call him
all
out.
week. He's been for 3
Okay.
weeks. He's been talking about this.
Okay, listen. All right.
Oh
Me and
my
Mac are talking
god.
about
Going.
Mac was literally saying,
I'm gonna talk when you're done.
okay, you can talk, but let me talk first. Let me get my side of the story.
Okay.
Mac literally said that the Megan Lawless, the gorgeous woman that she is, Sarah, who I was like, he could have just had Sarah. She's gorgeous too. He said that Nikki was way more pretty, and that's compared to Nikki, Sarah was hideous. He said that.
Oh.
I'm outing
Okay,
him. I'm outing
hideous.
him. Megan
That
Lawless,
is
if you're watching
a
this,
far
he's calling you
stretch.
hideous.
I never said that. I just said I prefer Nikki over her.
You
And
know,
it's just-
I'll
it's
pull the
like-
chat. I'll pull the chats.
That was just
Not
blackmail
receipts.
at that
Oh
point.
no,
I
not
got
receipts.
receipts. I got receipts.
Okay, I'm just saying, like,
Fucking man.
she's a good looking actress. I think she's talented too. But like, I don't know. I just don't think like her shots and camera angles. I don't think they were the most flattering for her. Like seeing like pictures of her like doing like photo shoot, press release, red carpet, all that. Once the film's out, I think she like actually looks like great in real life. But like, I don't know.
I thought
was
she
just
looked
like,
great in the movie.
I disagree. And like to each their own. Like we all like you like Ryan Gosling. Bella may like Seth Rogen. I don't know. Or like Danny DeVito. Who knows?
Oh,
But like people have their preferences.
But yeah, like Sarah, I was like, he could have just had Sarah this whole time, though. Which I like. I like the irony of that too. Like because Sarah actually understood him and was kind with him, and like actually they connected better. So I like the
Natural
irony of that.
chemistry.
Like that's like a great lesson too. It's like you could be so obsessed and be having somebody on the pedestal, you can be missing somebody right in front of you that's better for you, better, better suited for you, or a better compatible match. Whereas, but you're over here obsessed with this person who is not compatible with you. Like, I feel like that's a good lesson in there too, as well. Because like she was like the whole movie, I was like, this girl is gorgeous. Why is he not just getting with Sarah? Like you screwed up, buddy. But like,
Yeah.
but that was
That's a
cool how
cool
Nikki just did the tattoos because obviously he was into Sarah now, and then too late, her face gets smashed in with a brick multiple times. So Nikki draws tattoos on her, which was a great jump scare because like it's coming the way it's shot. I knew it was coming. I knew Nikki was going to come through that window, but like the way they timed it was perfect timing where you don't know exactly. So it still gets a jolt out of you, even though you know what's coming.
Yeah, he's like, "Aren't you gonna kiss me?" You're like, "Uh-oh, there it is." And
Also,
Indy
they
did
cut
that
down
stunt herself.
Yeah, she did that stunt herself, and they cut down. They had about 7 or 8 more hits to the brick in the original edit, but they said it went over to NC-17 with that, so that he had to cut it down 7 or 8 hits to get the rated R. Which, when you watch the movie, it's a lot. It goes on for a while. Like those hits are a while. So in this case, I'm usually against censoring artist's vision, but in this case, I feel like it was better for the movie for them to cut that down because it would have been way too much, 7 or 8 more.
That is insane. That is insane.
He literally said he had about 7 or 8 more, but they made him cut it down because of the NC-17.
Yeah, Kurt Parker seems to be a fan of Brick. Death by Brick.
Damn. All right. He just told Indy to just go ham on her. You stop whenever your arms get tired.
Because they couldn't afford stunt doubles with their budget, so the actors did their own stunts, which that's really the only stunt, really.
Yeah, Indy had a helmet on.
There's a few, but like, and like the makeup. Shout out to the makeup department because like this shows that you don't need CGI because literally, like Mac was saying, but like the scene with her in the corner of the bedroom, they did that Uncanny Valley makeup on her. Yeah. And that's so much better than any CGI smile they could have done. Like they could have morphed her face with CGI, and I don't think it would have looked as good as that makeup because it's real and tangible, and the camera picks that up.
Yeah, like she put a wig on top of a helmet and ran headfirst into that driver's side, that passenger side window, and like, oh my god, Indy is about that life. And somebody wrote a post too that's like ironically hilarious. Is just Bear had it all and he still wanted to cheat. It's like, God. Oh god!
I mean, yeah,
he is the biggest menace of 2026.
Bear doesn't want the work. That's kind of the whole shtick with this guy. Like he wants the reward without any of the process of getting it. He likes the idea of these things, but he doesn't actually want to do anything to have them in any healthy or fair or genuine way.
Bingo. Absolutely.
Like,
it's also heartbreaking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because we see Sarah, she gets accepted into school. The last letter, that's pretty heart-wrenching scene too, because like, dang, because she's like the one consistent, besides because Nikki gets taken out early on, so she's like the one consistent, the best character morally in the film, so it's kind of heartbreaking for that to happen.
Yeah, it's like, goddamn, like, and I knew she was gonna die too. That's the craziest shit in the world to text Bear at like fucking 3 a.m. in the morning, and he's sleeping next to that crazy ass.
Yeah.
You know she's right next. She might not even be asleep. And lo and behold, so Sarah kind of walked herself into that. Granted, she didn't know that she was under the One Wish Willow, but damn, like.
Either way, the friends are consistently kind of crossing boundaries with they're friends. So
You think you witness Nikki like bash her skull in at a party, and I'm still gonna shoot my shot at Bear. Okay, all right. Best of luck with that, especially if you get caught.
I love how everyone at that party too is just like, it's also showing like the social taboo-ness of like speaking up for somebody in that situation, because like obviously there's something going on with Nikki and nobody at that party really speaks to Bear, and like Bear's just sitting there staring off into space not doing nothing while she's bashing her face in with a brick, and like the way she just pulls Sarah off that from the chair to like get out of the way, like that's wild. And nobody at the party is like, hey man, what's the heck? I mean, Ian is the only one that says anything, and but his has an ulterior motive. It's not very pure.
Yeah. God, man, that friend circle was crazy.
But I think that's also kind of like what's brilliant about the whole thing, because when you're like watching them all at the very beginning, they feel like a very normal, stereotypical friend group. Like they all possess qualities that are not dissimilar to people that we all admitted in this podcast episode to kind of knowing people who behave similarly to them. But they all end up kind of being culprits in creating this very, very nasty situation because they're not acting with integrity.
Bingo.
So be better humans. I think that's the message here.
Because you never know. Your head might go through a steering wheel at some point. Integrity is very important.
I love the final shot of the camera flipping inverted, and then it goes to the TV static, and it says written and directed by Kerry Barker. As a cinematographer nut, you know that was going to make me excited. Just that little invert, and then you just zoom in on the written and directed by Kerry Barker.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what he does with Texas Chainsaw.
I'm very intrigued.
What was funny is Curry had an interview where they're like, Curry, do you hate cats? He's like, no, I don't hate cats or whatever. And he's just like, and I could prove that to you. It's because in the next movie I'm directing, the dog gets it too. But also, but he's like, without spoiling anything. But also, he's like, and I like dogs too and cats. But also, Michael Johnston, fun Easter egg about this. Both of Curry and Michael will be part of the Texas Chainsaw family. Michael's not going to be in the next Texas Chainsaw unless he randomly gets cast in it. I don't think they've had casting for the next TCM reboot or whatever. But the Texas Chainsaw video game on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, maybe a few other platforms. He voices, Jacob and I were talking about this, he voices Danny, I believe, which is a DLC character. But I've played this game, it's very fun.
Ooh.
A lot of voice work, because I saw he's going to be in season 2 of X-Men 97 voicing a character.
Fun.
I forgot which character, but apparently that Michael Johnston does a lot of voice work.
Cool.
Nice. He's living a dream.
Yeah. And also, speaking of that title reveal, I love the obsession on the bed. And like the cloth, the fabric, obsession on the bed. That's a great title drop.
I was like, yeah, never seen that before.
Yeah, shout out the score as well. Shout out the score by Rock Burwell. This is actually his first film score, by the way, which is crazy. This is his first film score, and it is like perfect. I didn't really, because on first watch, you kind of miss the film score sometimes, or at least for me, I kind of just, it washes over me. And that's kind of what great film scores do, is you kind of forget about them. They just add to the ambiance. But this one, on second watch, I really like try to listen to it, and it is a great, like it has the perfect just like timing for different scenes and stuff. It adds so much.
Yeah. He put so much attention to detail from like in every aspect of this movie. Like this dude really cares about his craft.
Yeah. The only thing left I have to say is, y'all probably have seen this because we've seen these videos back and forth. I've seen all these videos to all of you, but I've been blowing y'all's phone. I've been blowing y'all's phones up for like 3 weeks. But the One Wish Willow, it plays a different tune every time. Like it plays the one tune before you snap it. But once you've already snapped it, it plays another tune, like a more down note, kind of like a more evil sound because you can't snap it again. You can't do 2 wishes. Because then, like, if in the movie when Bear does it, you get the one tune, and then you get other tunes. When Ian pulls it out, it's the same original tune, but when Bear tries to do it in the car, it's a different tune. And then when Nikki does it, it's this tune from the beginning that Bear had.
Interesting.
Nice little tidbit there.
Little tidbit.
Very clever.
Tidbitty.
It is.
Does anybody have anything else for Obsession?
I do not.
I don't think so.
That's all I got.
So what do we all give it? Let's go with our grades. I already gave mine, I guess. I said it's the best horror film since Hereditary, so you can guess mine's A+, 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
I gave it a 4 out of 5 the first time I watched it. I'd give it a 5 now that that we've had a good discussion about it. I'm like, this is like pretty close to a perfect film, I think. There's
Oh,
really
yeah,
not
brother.
much. There's not much to criticize about it, honestly.
I'll give it a perfect. I'll give it a perfect. Perfect.
Oh God, now I feel like
No.
I'm gonna say a 4.5.
6 or a 7.
Leave me.
No! We've never had a movie where everybody gave it a perfect score, and then we were about to get it, Bella. No!
You know what? I'll give it a 5 out of 5. It's a good movie.
No, be honest. Be real. You can be
Oh.
real. You can be real here. I want you to give your real score. So what would you change if you give it a 4.5? What is your nitpick?
This is like really nitpicky.
Mhm.
Okay.
The lore of the One Wish Willow. How does it actually work? Because that is the one plot hole in this, is if you have all of these people making all of these wishes, because this is an unregulated little toy that's distributed through the continental US and presumably other areas. Are they entering into an alternate timeline where this is like the wish being fulfilled? Are they still in reality and people just have these crazy wishes? And the thing that Cory Barker even admits in his own interviews that he didn't tie up very well is the fact that Bear witnesses Ian have his wish come true. So they're operating on the same timeline. They are in the same universe while this is all happening. And so these wishes are coexisting with each other. And that would be straight up chaos in the world if that were actually what was happening. So
Yeah.
there is that tie up, which honestly I forgive. I don't mind it. To me, it doesn't take away from the film. For me personally, the 4.5 is more so out of like, is this one that I think I'm going to end up rewatching a million times over? Like, is it something that like I enjoy viewing on like a different level? And I wouldn't say this is one that like I enjoy viewing it. You know what I mean? It's not like a comfort horror for me. Not that everything needs to be, but I feel like for me, I don't feel like this is a life-changing piece of media that I just consumed. And that tends to be what I reserve for like a 5-star.
Fair. That's 100% fair.
To be
Respect
yeah,
that.
to be fair, because Curry said that about it. He said that he has a huge plot hole in it, that it bothers him still to this day that he has a plot hole, because he said there'd be like dinosaurs and dragons and stuff going around. But in defense of that, also, it could just be only like it's literally in this antique shop, this little like cabinet shop in the very back. So how many people are actually trying it though? Like that could be an excuse you could give. How many people are actually buying this thing and doing it? Like, because it's in this random antique shop. That's the only thing that I've seen people. Yeah, with you, Diego. And hey, it took me a second watch to get to 5 stars. Like I said, this was my fourth favorite movie of the year, and it was a 4.5 out of 5 because I had a few nitpicks, which I talked about the cat thing and then the ending. But then on rewatch, I was able to absorb everything, and then just kind of it's just perfect for me. So it went up to number one, 5 out of 5, and I was like, yeah, this is the best since Hereditary for me.
Yeah.
Like this is one that'll have an impact on me that I'll remember for sure. That I'll watch. I'll own it on Steelbook 4K. Hopefully, they come out with a Steelbook. Hopefully, I even want to buy the vinyl. Like, I'm all in.
Yeah, I would have never noticed. Oh,
Sorry.
oh, what happened?
I said maybe when I rewatch it, I'll give it 5. We'll see.
Yeah, you
We're
better be
counting on
sorry.
you, Bella.
Back.
Yeah, I would have never noticed that plot hole if Curry didn't say shit. It was like you. It's okay. I'm glad other people are paying attention though, because I was so deep into the story of Bear and Nikki that I didn't realize, like, oh shit, other people could be wilding out with these One Wish Willows. And that still leaves room for more movies in the future. So maybe he can tidy it up then.
Very true.
But yeah, I guess is that everything we have on Obsession? Are you opening it now?
Should I do it while we're still on?
Yes.
Open it. Open it. You don't have to break it though. You just open
Oh, I'm
it.
not breaking it.
Okay. 'Cause you can actually break. I've
Oh,
seen
God.
people have actually broken it.
What it looks like.
I wish it played music. I
It
know that would
looks-
have been more expensive, but they should have done that.
Have you opened it before?
It's
No.
the Willow.
Look at that. That's dope.
Collectible prop replica, not a toy. So yeah, this is it. This is the one with
Don't break it.
putting it back in the
What
box.
happens if you break a One Wish Willow but you don't make a wish? What happens?
It makes a wish for you.
What if it sends you into like an abyss?
Ooh.
That would be terrifying. Also to stick to your gums. I couldn't anyways because it got slightly damaged and it popped open in my bag. You can kind of see where it crinkled, but
Stick to
I
your
would-
gums. You're just going ham.
It's a super troll for the night. I also have the customer service phone number ready to go.
oh my gosh. Can you please
Mhm.
call
Call
it?
it.
I'm curious.
Call it.
Oh, the California area code too.
Do you need a 1 before that or anything, or is
I'm
it
about
the-
to.
or does it start 323?
I usually don't have to do that. Let me see.
What is it? A 10 digits, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the California
Here,
So
I'm gonna try it
one-
on mine too.
323.
I'm calling my phone.
For anyone
Was
who's
that
curious, the
Canada?
number is 323-747-7118.
747.
And it does say, contact us if you have any problems or questions with your One Wish Willow product. Please call our customer service number at 323-747-7118. For incoming phone calls only, no text. We're here to help. Willows do not actually grant wishes.
The phone number does not work, guys.
That's so
That's
sad.
Mm.
Do better.
Oh, what? It does work for him. What?
Mine disconnected.
Mine too.
Gosh, dang it.
Wait, Mac, what is it saying?
Can you guys hear this?
No.
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 Oh my god. Wait. Oh, I think it's because my AirPods are here. Let me take my AirPods off and then you guys can hear it. I'll call them again.
This is crazy. It works for back. It just said fuck Bella and Deontay though. All right.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, they did pick up, and then they're like, "You'll just have to hear it."
That's crazy.
Hey, you've reached the One Wish Willow hotline. Unfortunately, we're not liable for any unintended things that might have happened to you or your loved ones. That includes property damages, psychological distress, emotional trauma, extreme personality changes, deeply disturbing displays of love, bodily harm, death, or anything resembling possession and stuff like that. It's all there in the fine print, but maybe you didn't read it. Most people don't. If you need further assistance, well, I hope you can find it because there's not much I can really do. Good luck.
And then it hangs up on its own.
Nice.
I'm so jealous
Real.
that it worked for you.
Maybe you didn't read the instructions. He said read the instructions off the box. Did you put in the phone number right?
Yes, I gave you the number, Mac.
T-Mobile, baby.
Oh my gosh, that's so
all I
cool.
gotta say. T-Mobile, baby.
Go T-Mobile. Apparently, that's the branch to have, I guess. The provider.
They also had a thing where you could text Nikki before the movie, and
Oh,
she would
what?
like blow up your
Can't hear
phone.
Jacob.
You can't hear me?
I cannot hear Jacob.
Uh-oh. No, no, no. Don't do
No,
that.
I can't
no.
hear Deontay either. What's it?
I'm gonna do that in a restaurant one time.
Just stand up and humiliate your
Just be like,
friends.
no, 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 no.
Hello.
Hello,
Can you
can
hear
you hear
us?
me, Mac?
I hear you.
Meow.
Can you hear me, Mackie?
Somebody else say something.
Meow.
Is that you, Jacob? Or Deontay?
That
That
was
was
me.
Bella.
Beyonce.
Oh, shit.
Or
Okay,
Biella.
I can only hear you. I'll be back.
He'll be back.
Now he's being looked at with judgment.
My queen, my new
She's
celeb
great.
crush.
Go
Her
with
and
it.
Megan Lawless. I got two new celeb crushes out of this movie too. Let's go.
Mhm.
They're so stunning. Gotta love them.
Her and Megan Lawless. Shout out them. Shout out you two beautiful women.
The next
Oh.
generation of scream queens.
One Wish Willow. I feel like I could do the voiceover for that phone call.
You probably could.
I'm like, hey guys, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
You made your girl obsessed with you. Ha, sucks to be you, bro.
Yeah.
So what's the problem?
Sucks to suck.
But I guess if that's all we have for obsession, that is it.
Yeah.
So we love this movie. Obviously, if you're watching this, you probably love this movie. Now it's time for my A24 pitch.
Let's go.
A24, hire me. I'm here. I now have an idea to buy a One Wish Willow and wish for you. So if you don't want to hire me, you're going to hire me anyway. So you might as well hire me of your own volition before you're forced to, before things go wrong, before there's an obsession to, but it's just me being an amazing director for you. Yeah. So A24, if that sounds like a scary movie, hire me. Yeah, do it. I have a new editing studio, so I can edit stuff for you too now if you need an editor, because sometimes your movies be edited poorly, yo. So like I could totally fix that. I have the professional. I have DaVinci Studio. So like, you know, some of your films looks like they've been edited on iMovie, yo. So like I could totally just pull it up on the DaVinci Studio and like completely fix it for y'all. So yeah, A24, this isn't a shot at you. I'm just being honest here. Honesty is the best policy, and you should hire me, A24. And that's my pitch.
Better.
As far as Jacob's film perspectives, an update on that, I guess. You notice I have a new background. It probably will be changing. I want to do something else. I'm going to add something to it. But yeah, I got, and I'm still setting up this whole studio thing. So it should be, it's definitely better quality than my Mac right now already, but it should be even better by the next episode once I figure it up. I didn't mean you, Mac. I meant the Apple. I meant the Apple product.
I knew what you meant.
But so Yeah, I'll have a better setup next time. Once I get it figured out, it's still in the works. Like this room is a mess right now. It's insane. There's so many boxes and things I have to fix and put up still. So yeah, there's that. Uh, I have something new in the works coming. I have a new logo coming, possibly, maybe.
Ooh.
Sneak peek.
What?
I got some new graphics in the work. I got my. I'll just tell y'all. I'm not good at keeping secrets. I hired my friend Lindsay, who did the original graphics for this, did the original JFP Classic Blue. She's working on new graphics now for me. So yeah, that's coming soon. She was gonna have them to me by today, but she got sidetracked with some things. So by the end of this week, I should have some mock-ups. And then within the next month, I'll probably debut the new logo. Just because I'll have to touch up some things. Like these are just demos she's sending me, so I'll have to add some input to them. But it's gonna be a lot more professional, better looking. She does it professionally now. Shout out her too, Lindsay McLaughlin. If you look up her for any of your graphic design needs, she does weddings, businesses, all kinds of things. So yeah, shout out her, original JFP creator, logo creator. So I thought I'd go back to her for my new logo. Got to support indie artists, people. But yeah. So I'm loyal. You see that? I went back to somebody I haven't talked to in probably 3 years to get a new logo. I'm loyal. Another thing, A24, right there. But whatever. But yeah, new logo coming. This new setup is going to even get better as the episodes go on and I figure it out. Like I said, I'm a boomer, so I'm figuring things out. And yeah, the next episode, I am not so sure. Why did I do that? See, my mic is like right off camera, so I really want to like kiss it and touch it. You know what I mean? Like I really like it's just right here in my face. You know, if something's in your face, you just want to put your lips on it. You know what I mean? Like
my mind went straight to hell with that comment. Ooh.
That's gonna get.
You said it. You said it.
I'm gonna end up on some weird website. I know. I'm gonna end up on some sick dark web website saying that.
Are you debuting
Hey,
the OnlyFans?
Deontay, clip that.
Yeah, it
Clip
was me
that.
that put you there.
Hey, I got some nice legs, so OnlyFans, shout out me.
He does have nice legs. I can confirm.
So I mean, OnlyFans. If you want leg content on OnlyFans, I don't want to say I'm above OnlyFans, but I would like to say I respect myself where I don't want to put myself on OnlyFans. But if the money is right, there is no thing that I will not do.
Just put a
He won't
bag
do
over your
it.
face.
He won't do it.
So like just like DM my Instagram if you want my leg content on OnlyFans.
Unless you're giving him bank, he will not do it. This boy's been offered and he's rejected OnlyFans every single time.
Damn.
I know this for a fact because I'm his best friend.
Somebody offered me an OnlyFans deal once. I am not even lying. Me. So the price has to be right on that. But yeah, and I'll only show my legs. I have dignity, so only my legs, So yeah, hire me on that. If this A24 thing doesn't work out, maybe the OnlyFans will work out. Maybe I'll get some DMs for that. You gotta try everything.
Got to.
The entertainment industry's hard, man. You know what I mean? You gotta make it somehow.
With inflation, you gotta make money.
But yeah,
everything's expensive.
This economy's wild. But yeah, the next episode, I have no clue, honestly. I don't know what's coming out. I'm being dead honest with you guys. It may be a scary movie episode, actually. I just remembered that. Definitely going to be a scary movie episode. Lawson is probably going to join us for that. Lawson loves scary movie. Like me and him have a very deep attachment to scary movie too. So scary movie will be the next episode, probably. If it's great. If it's bad, I'm probably not going to want to talk about it, honestly.
You should shit on it.
But I don't like doing that. I should though. You know what? I should. They've been hyping it up so much, mocking all these campaigns and stuff. The marketing's been going crazy. But yeah, it'll be scary movie. I'm sorry I keep clearing my throat. Something's wrong with me. I think I'm dying possibly because I hate keep having to clear my throat, like I'm losing my voice. But
That's unfortunate.
yeah, we will see you for Scary Movie possibly if it's great. If not that, for sure in July we have the Odyssey, we have Spider-Man Brand New Day. Those are locks. I mean, obviously Spider-Man's a lock, Christopher Nolan's a lock. So those two will be locked for sure. June, if we don't do Scary Movie, we'll do something in June for sure. But I think Scary Movie is going to be the next one. That's what I'm feeling. I love Scary Movie. Just if not to talk about Scary Movie 2, masterpiece.
Oof.
But
Take my strong hand.
take my strong hand. I don't know what the hell that is, but I'll lick it anyway.
My germs.
My germs. I can quote the movie for days. But yeah, that's. Do y'all have anything you need to plug?
I don't think so. I've started sharing things on Substack, and that's really it.
Yeah, go look at her April wrap up for horror. Really well done, really well written. I restacked it if you follow me on there as well. I still not sure what Substack means. So if
It's a
you,
cool place though.
I'm figuring it out. I've actually started to get a ton of actually I'll shout out that for some reason some people have been following the crap out of me on Substack lately. It's been growing like crazy and I don't know why. I posted one thing about Good Will Hunting, taking a picture at the location of Good Will Hunting, and that sold people. I that's gotten so many likes on Substack. It's crazy.
You found your
So yeah,
niche.
follow, I guess, movie locations. The only problem is I live in Missouri where there's nothing. I can go to the Gone Girl bar where they shot Gone Girl, the bar in Kate,
Yes.
but that's about it.
And watch that go viral.
I do want to take a picture. Gone Girl is one of my favorite movies. I love David Fincher. I do want to take a picture outside of just like her outside of the bar in Cape. But yeah, I have to wait till night because it's a night shot. So I have to wait till night. And I'm never in Cape at night lately. So I got to wait till I get there at night and go downtown. But yeah, follow me on Substack, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube,
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans possible. If you DM me you can DM me about my leg. I am not above it. Only my legs, though. Nothing else. If you ask for anything else, I will block you.
That's that booty meat.
Don't be perverts.
Bow,
But,
bow, 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 bow.
What if
Uh,
someone asks you for your beard hair?
I don't really have much to shave off, but I guess I'd do that for sure.
I know
It's
people
getting
who
too
buy
deep.
cars and sell them.
Bella is
There are
interested.
No, I'm trying to give the masses options.
Uh-huh.
You said initially only
I'm-
legs.
yeah.
And that's
I'm growing this beard. If you want me to grow it out and then cut it and put it in the bag and ship it to you, I could do that possibly. That's
Ooh.
kind of, I'd be kind of scared to give you a lot of my personal info for that. But you know what? If that's what you like, who am I to judge your freak? You know what I mean? So we'll see about that. I think that's all I got. Yeah, Substack. Oh, Letterbox. Follow me on Letterbox. I write Letterbox reviews. Jacob Smith 9817. I should probably change it to Jacob's Film Perspectives, honestly, but I kind of like it being more personal. So I'll give it to you guys though, because you guys are my special ones. Because Daddy's here and Daddy's gonna kiss the boo boo. That was great
So
ASMR.
uncomfortable.
God,
I love this mic just for that. Now I'm gonna do that every time. I love that.
don't chase Bella off.
But yeah, I think that's it. Letterbox. What did I say? Letterbox, Substack, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Do it. I'll have an out of theater reaction for Scary Movie for sure. I might do a funny bit with it. I'm thinking about a funny bit lately. I'm trying to get more creative with out of theater reactions. I have some gear I need to set up for that as well. So look up some more fancier out of theater reactions, I guess you'd call it. Some touched up, some less raw ones, I guess. Yeah, look up for that. Shout out Ricochet, the short film I'm editing that's going to be submitted to Sundance, and what's the other one? there's another independent film festival that's a bigger one that he's submitting it to. I forgot. Sundance and other festivals around that area. And my buddy Nolan is directing that. Nolan Nickerson is directing that. Great cast. Me and Nick, the Hot Take Master, is editing it as well. We're co-editing it. I brought him on. And we're gonna be submitting to Sundance. So I may be going this year's Sundance with the film that I edited, possibly.
Hell
That's
yeah.
the hope. If it gets accepted, I'm hoping it does. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that short film. It's a modern Western that's very good about attacking how we're treating immigrants in this country and with ICE and everything. It's very topical, very political. I think you guys will really like it. It's kind of a romance love story at the same time, but it's about, yeah, I'll give you the synopsis. I can give you that. I have that insider information.
Damn,
It's about a guy who meets. It's about a guy who, a young man in his 20s, who's kind of mulling. I didn't write this or direct this. No one did this. About a guy in Colorado who is kind of wayward, not sure what he wants to do with his life. Music and some other things are interesting, and he runs into this Latina woman that is very much a very political person, like does a lot of protesting and a lot of stuff, does a lot of political activism, and he runs into her and they kind of have a meet cute kind of thing, and then it gets he starts to fall into the political activism world and things happen and goes from there. But yeah, it's very topical. I read the script, very well written. My buddy Nolan is a great writer, very prescient to today's times for sure. Some great shots. I'm excited to edit it. Should be getting all the footage Tuesday, so I will be editing it this whole summer probably with Nick. Nick is also going to be editor, and probably going to be going to Colorado this fall for the premiere, hopefully.
Hey.
But yeah, I think that's all I got as far as new terms. Oh no, Nick, he actually has some short films he's submitting to festivals as well. Buddy Nick of the fan of the podcast, great podcast host. You know Nick if you know this podcast, Hot Take Master. He's been shooting some things lately. We just shot something on Sunday that I think is really phenomenal. It's a great little dark comedy. About a guy who has the button to destroy the world. And I'm the main actor in it. So you get to see my acting chops if you want that. I helped direct it as well. Assistant directed it. And but yeah, I'm the main actor, and some great shots in it. Really well shot. I think he said it's his best shot film, and I agree with him. I'm excited to see the footage for that. I think we shot it with my buddy Lawson, who's also on the podcast, podcast co-host, so two podcast friends. And Lawson says it's my best acting performance I've given yet. So that's high praise from him because he dunks on actors all the time. I really did try my hardest acting in this. So be on the lookout for that. He'll be posting some stills soon. I might share as well. And he'll be submitting that to festivals. And then Deontay and me have a serial killer short that we're probably going to be reshooting. That Nick has more updated things. So be on the lookout for that too, where Deontay is the serial killer and I'm the detective.
Guilty!
And he gets to murder me. Or does he? Who knows? You'll have to watch and find out. But yeah, so we got a few short films on the works besides that, and I'm editing the one. So yeah, we got great things in the works. I'm excited for everybody to see that. I'll try to share it on this page as well as my personal. And yeah, I think that's it. Do you have anything on SNN, Deontay, or are you still working on that?
Still working on it.
Okay, still working on SNN Saturday Night Nerds. Ooh, look, you can see my shirt now.
Oh, that's such a pretty shirt.
That's an OG. This is like back in the glory days of SNN. This shirt,
Oh, yeah.
But,
Man.
good times. But yeah, we're getting there's something new in the works at SNN. I'll just say that. Be on the lookout for that. Deontay is heading that. He'll be killing it soon. So we got a lot of good things coming, a lot of new things coming, a lot of good things coming. I'm excited. And yeah, with that, that's all I got. Anything else, anybody?
I'm good.
Peace out, y'all.
Bear down.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.